Misfits and dope addicts are here.
Well, you totally neglected the fact that it's Robert Goulet's birthday today. Totally let that slide, didn't you?
Yeah,
And
I guess I did.
And Tina Turner's birthday today as well.
I thought about Tina.
I thought about her for a second too, and then and it's John McVie's birthday. Fleetwood Mac. A Lil Fizz is celebrating a birthday, an American rapper of some sort.
Did you need to say that?
And Scatman Crothers died on this date in 1986.
Yeah, we could have done
Nothing, I don't
nothing.
think.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
So I don't. I don't know when I heard that song last. I love that song, and I don't. But I don't know why you selected that.
Well, that was Crowded House, of course.
Yes.
Chocolate Cake is
Yes.
the name of the song. Because on this day,
Yes.
it is National Cake Day,
Is it now?
according to my DJ prep sheet of upcoming and important dates.
I have
Got some
a
cake.
I have a cake story.
That song reminds me of Carrie and I sitting in some club in New York.
It was the bottom line.
Was it? Mm-hmm. And listening to Crowded House.
It was like one of their debuts. The record company was very excited about them.
And it was a great show. Yeah. And I kept looking at a girl across the club who kept looking at me, and I was sure she was looking at me, and I was sure somehow we were going to hook up after the show, and it didn't happen. She just disappeared.
She wasn't even looking at you.
No, she was looking past me at somebody behind me.
Well, coming up, Thanksgiving cake, which I say that, and Dylan said, "You can't have cake on Thanksgiving." He's very upset with that.
I don't know why you can't have cake on Thanksgiving.
I thought you were going to bring up the whole is cheesecake actually pie argument.
No.
You ordered your Prantel's cake.
What, coming up?
Prantel's
All right.
bakery cake. I like
Coming
cake.
up.
It's always time for
I guess
cake.
there was a big Twitter fight over the weekend about whether cheesecake is actually
Well,
pie.
it's not cake.
It's cake.
It's not cake.
It's cheesecake.
It's gelatinous.
If they would call it pie, if
There's
it were
no
pie, they call
gelatinous
it cheese
cake.
pie.
There is no gelatinous cake.
Why do they call a Boston cream pie a pie when it's obviously a cake?
Because it's got cream. It's gelatinous. I refer back to my
See?
earlier gelatinous comment.
This is what happened on Twitter all weekend. This is what happened. Families torn apart.
Head cheese is gelatinous. Is it pie? I ask you that.
If you serve it for dessert, I would call it pie.
Whatever. Hi. All right. I guess we should.
You know, a
probably-
lot of people are still on vacation.
Really?
I heard that.
Yeah.
Should we not try today?
Yeah, I think we're good today.
I was listening to KSL this morning, and I heard.
I'm
them say
sorry,
that.
what?
I was listening to KSL this morning.
The classified ad?
I heard I heard the giant brains there. One of them say, "Well, that race in Mississippi, that political race there. It's a very politically charged race, very politically charged.
Wow. What a grasp he has.
It's very politically charged, that Senate race."
He also said, boy, you got to feel sorry for the troops down there on the border. Why is that? Well, they can't win for losing.
You got to feel sorry for the troops.
If they gas the kids, that's bad. But if they do nothing, that's bad. And I'm like, is there things in between they could do?
The
Did you think
optics
about
don't
that?
look good.
The optics of
The
gassing
optics
kids.
don't look good.
It's like, but those are apparently the only two choices, according to this guy.
It's very politically charged, the political race.
Jesus.
It's very politically charged.
It's a political race.
Yeah.
That's the
Brains over there.
They have stupid people just, hey, is that person stupid enough to hire? Get him. All right, we ought to officially begin our program. Let's let this stupidity roll here.
Yeah.
This is because it's radio, you know. We'll try it. We'll do check-ins and officially begin the program in just a minute.
and we said before we left.
Yeah. Don't
we-
even bring it up. We're just doing check-ins.
I was just reminding you.
You don't have to remind me. We're doing the beloved feature we call check-ins.
Okay, good.
You don't have to remind me.
Okay.
Gina,
What?
this is a steel trap up here. Okay. I have a brain that works just like a steel trap.
Did you get your pro-visual?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I have pro-vigil. I am always vigilant.
Okay.
877, except I left my headphones in my car. 877-602-9696. That's the number you call. 877-602-9696. It's the number you call to take part in the beloved feature we call check-ins. And in 3 words or less, tell us what your Thanksgiving was like. But you only get 3 words to do it, or less. How about your Thanksgiving, huh? And then we'll officially begin the program, okay?
All right. Let's get going then. Scott Hale.
Listen, I want to tell you, I met Mr. Hale.
You did?
I did. I met Mr. Hale on Wednesday last week. He was here to record a commercial with me. And, well, I'd already recorded my part. He was here to record his part. And he, a nice man, a nicer man you would never want to meet. Here's how nice Scott Hale of Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air is. He's giving away a furnace, a brand new Lennox furnace, to the most deserving family in Utah.
The Hale, you say?
The Hale. All we have to do is change the name of this show to Radio from Hale. And I said, okay.
That's it?
Yeah, I said, well, I mean, a brand new Lennox furnace.
So to a deserving family.
Yeah. Now, here's how we find the deserving family. You guys listening to the show right now, you nominate a family. Just go to x96.com. All of the details are there. Tell us who you think the most deserving is of a brand new furnace at Scott Hale. And if you need work on your furnace, go to Scott Hale, that's HALE.com, or call them 801-264-HALE. That's 801-264-HALE.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
Hello there, kiddies. It's me, your old friend, the bookkeeper. And since this is tax season, I knew you'd be dying to to hear another tale from the big ledger. Today's story is about a young working woman who has some rather unusual ideas about filing her taxes. Let's have a listen, shall we?
Come on in, Miss Trixie, isn't it?
Whatever you want it to be, sugar.
I was finalizing your return, and I came across some items which the IRS might have some questions about.
Well, I filled out the forms the best I could. What more do you need to know?
You've listed your occupation here as working girl. Well, we all work. Could you be a little more specific?
Well, I thought it seemed a bit more polite than prostitute.
Yeah.
I suppose you could change it to hooker, streetwalker, hoe, escort, chicken rancher, whichever's more correct.
Chicken rancher?
Well, I'm pretty good at raising cows.
No! I think that escort might not flag it on it. We'll go with that.
Okay.
Now, you've listed $8,000 in advertising expenses. This seems a bit excessive.
Well, in my business, you can't make any money if you don't get noticed. So I got these.
Yeah.
38 double Ds. What do you think?
They are very nice. You could put those away now. But advertising?
Well, they sure stop traffic.
Well, why don't we list them as capital assets? Then you can depreciate them over time.
Okay.
What about this $25,000 for office improvements? Didn't you say you were a prostitute? What office?
Well, I had to have a new lamp post put in. You know, the old one did a lousy job of showing off my new capital assets.
We'll come back to that. $12,000 in office supplies?
Condoms.
Oh, well, that offers all the questions I have. Do you realize, Miss Trixie, that you could increase the amount of your return if you had your pimp set up a 401k plan for you?
Hey, that's a great idea.
There you have it, creeps. Another great tale from our ledger. Our working girl sure seems to know the tricks of the trade. Remember, keep good records, or you'll end up paying the IRS to screw you.
On X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right. That's the info for the
Check-ins?
the alleged beloved feature.
Hey, easy, buddy. Right. Easy. Check-ins. Check-ins, 877-602-9696. And I see no one is calling right now, but by the time we officially begin the program, I expect the lines will be flooded with calls to check into the Radio from Hell show because everyone loves this feature.
And what are they telling us when they
They're
call?
going to tell us in 3 words or less what their Thanksgiving was like. Describe your Thanksgiving in 3 words or less at 877-602-9696. And if the lines are not flooded with calls for this beloved feature, it would mean only one thing.
What?
That the phone is broken. That's
couldn't
all.
Possibly mean
it
anything
couldn't
else.
possibly mean anything else. It couldn't be that people don't like this feature.
No, they do. We know
they do
that.
love it. We know they love it.
I mean, I'm debating on even being here today now. With this beloved feature
Well,
not being so beloved right now, and you saying that
people are still gone.
You suspect that people are taking today off as well. So I'm not going to play any new drops then. I'm going to go in. I'm going to go into the archives.
I like it when you do the old
Okay.
ones. Opening the show brought to you by Del Taco's Epic Triple Meat Burrito. Triple the meat for triple the flavor, hand-grilled carne asada, chicken, and crispy bacon. That's an epic burrito. Participation may vary.
Well, I'm telling you, the moon don't care.
Nope.
It's leaving. It's on the wane. It's getting out. It's 85.9% of full and growing smaller by the minute. The moon will be gone December 7th. It's going to be a new moon. We won't have another full moon until December 22nd, and by that time, it'll be too late. It'll just be too late. The next moon set will be today at 10:53 a.m., today being Monday. It's the 26th day of November in the year of our Lord 2018, and this is North America's most ubiquitous radio broadcast.
We're everywhere.
It is the Radio from Hell show, starring the Lords of Morning Radio, Kerry Jackson, Bill Allred, and Gina Barberi. Bless you.
Thank you.
The senior executive producer of the Radio from Hell show, I think it's Richard Stedman, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah. Dylan Allred, no relation to this guy right here.
Nope.
Nope, no relation to me, is Dylan Allred. He's producing video right now, and you can see us at x96.com/live. And Nick's your buddy. Nick's your pal. Oh, you were hospitalized, Nick, weren't you? Is everything okay?
He's here.
Is it? Yeah?
Well, we'll get a report.
Okay, we'll get a report from you a little later. He's smiling like I think he was hospitalized for foolishness. He had an attack of foolishness. That's what I think.
You're just silly.
Yeah, Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal is here helping out with the show as well.
Check-ins brought to you by the Let It Snow event now through December 15th. If you lease or purchase a vehicle from Katrubis Volkswagen and it snows 6 inches or more on Christmas Day, Katrubis VW will make your payments for a whole year.
A whole year?
A whole year.
All right. Now, the lines have not been flooded with calls, but 2 people apparently want to check in. There is one line open at 877-602-9696. Dave is called.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Howdy.
Dave. In 3 words or less, can you describe your Thanksgiving?
Family, football, and food.
That's what it should be. All those things.
Does it have to be football?
Yes.
So it seems to me, Dave, you just had a rather mundane, commonplace Thanksgiving.
Oh, it's never mundane at our family.
So were there fights?
We keep it going.
Were there fights?
No fights. No fights. It's just always fun. Grandkids, basically 4 generations of people there.
So was it exciting?
Sure.
Why does it
It's
have
always
to be
exciting.
fights and exciting? Can't it just be a nice... You can have a good time without there being a fight.
Listen, Gina, that nice doesn't cut it. Nice does not cut it anymore.
We should strive for more nice.
I don't think it has to be. I don't think it has to be mean. But
you
just
want a nice fight?
It's just nice. No, I don't want to fight. But nice is just nice is overrated.
No, there's not enough nice.
Nice is. I want things to be interesting.
Sometimes interesting is exhausting.
You know, your problem is that everything is exhausting.
That's true. Sometimes I just want things to be just nice.
All right. Dave, thanks for checking in. I'm glad you checked in. Thank you.
Soraya? Is it Soraya?
Hi, it's Sarai.
Sarai. Okay.
Sarai. That's a lovely name, Sarai. How did you come by that name?
Well, so I didn't have a name for 3 days when I was born.
For 30
and
days?
So finally...
3
3
days.
1, 2, 3. And so finally my aunt was like, Sarai, because my family's from Chile, and it was a girl who fled the Holocaust, and so it's a Jewish name.
Oh, that's a cool... I'm glad you have a cool story behind your name.
So what did they call... What did they call you for 3 days? Did they just say that baby girl there?
Yeah, that thing. That thing right there.
that thing there.
Yeah.
What are we going to call
My name
that
was-
thing?
Yeah, my name was going to be Alejandra, but my white family can't pronounce.
Alejandra? They can't say Alejandra? It's just impossible?
It's just.
It must have been rough back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right.
Sarai, can you describe your Thanksgiving in 3 words or less?
I filled up on bread.
Filled up on bread.
Filled up on
Bread.
bread.
Remember, bread is for
All
suckers.
I eat is stuffing. I don't believe in anything else on
All right.
Thanksgiving.
Oh, you don't believe in like killing the turkey and stuff, huh?
Well, my family does it. I just don't. I eat the stuffing.
The
All right,
stuffing's
Sarai.
the best part. I would agree.
Yeah.
Thank you
All right,
very much.
Sarai. Bye.
Let's see, Teacher Emily. Drunken gingerbread houses. Not finished.
Sloppy
I know
gingerbread.
a few people that's part of their Thanksgiving
Do
tradition. is
gingerbread
they
houses,
Make, yeah.
and then have them for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to water the fruitcakes.
Not enough booze.
No.
Carrie, the coordinator, says family and booze.
Mm-hmm.
Ate too much.
Mm-hmm.
Fell off keto.
Mm-hmm.
Seizure Monica. Comforting, reassuring, and happy.
Aww.
Oh, here's a good one. Awkward divorce announcement.
I want to know more about that.
Yeah, tell us more.
Can't call, but I do beloved this feature. Lady Raccoon. Extreme emotional warfare.
Oh, no.
Wow. All right. I guess we have to do the Steph couch all day. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess we got to do the show then.
Gained 3 pounds.
Let's see. The only crash being reported so far is in Weber County, just off Wall Avenue. Cars are on the right shoulder, not causing any delays. If you see something, you can text it to us, 33986. The Downtown Farmers Market presents the Winter Market Saturdays from 10 to 2 at Rio Grande Depot. Shop fresh local goods from local purveyors. More details at slcfarmersmarket.org.
All right.
Big O Tires. Let's see, what's the date today?
The 26th.
This is the last day, then, of their Black Friday sale. It says through November 26th. Get up to $190 off Michelin and BF Goodrich tires, or buy 3, get 1 free on select sets of tires at Big O. And they have a lot of different brands of tires at Big O. Or you can get snow tires starting at just $49.95. Big O has no credit needed financing available, so no matter what your budget, no matter what your situation, they can get financing tailored for you. Big O is more than just tires, too. You can get oil changes, alignment, shocks, struts, batteries, wiper blades, all of that kind of thing at Big O. And there is sure to be one near you because they have 40 locally owned and operated.
I always go to the one on Highland Drive.
How close is that to your house? Like,
I could practice. If I threw a tire, I could hit it.
Well, that's the great thing about Big O is not only is it quality, but they're close to you.
Yeah,
you know?
I could walk to the Big O Tire store near me, but that would be silly, wouldn't it? Because I need my car there. Go to bigotires.com. They are the team you trust.
When Radio from Hell concludes, the music begins with a 1-hour nonstop music wingding on X96.
It's the Ram Black Friday sales event.
I like your shirt, by the way. New shirt?
No.
What?
Old shirt.
You never wear it, though.
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's a nice shirt.
I don't wear it very often.
Well, you should.
Okay. Great.
I gave you a compliment.
Then maybe I will. I will wear it as often as I ever do, which is not often. It's a shirt that I bought. I remember exactly when I bought this shirt. It's when there was an Old Navy over here on 4th South.
Mm-hmm.
Over there
Where
on 4th
Trader
South.
Joe's is going to be.
Yeah. There was an Old Navy there, and I went in there one day, and they had this big pile of shirts on the floor. I'm not kidding, as Old Navy does sometimes. And they said all of the shirts in this pile are $1.20. I'm not kidding. $1.20, and I thought this shirt being $1.20, that's a negative money.
Yeah, it costs more than that to.
Yeah, there's more material in this shirt. There's more little, Vietnamese or Singaporean child finger blood in this shirt from sewing the buttons on. And so I bought it for $1.20 off the floor,
at the Old Navy.
You would not think that.
It's not. It's just a dumb shirt.
You should have kept the receipt in the pocket. My sister bought a coat
But we
once.
never do a 120 time check, Gina. So
My sister bought a coat once that was on sale, and it ended up being $7, and she kept the receipt in the pocket so that anytime anybody said, I like that coat.
Her sister, Minnie Pearl.
No, Mikkel.
Just to
I
prove.
like that coat. She'd say, $7. No, it's not. I have the receipt.
That's
She kept it in the pocket.
right there. Right
$7 coat.
That is the kind. See, again, that's the kind of thing that the Barbary girls are interested in.
$7? I don't believe that was $7.
But you could have a debate with some other people about, the political situation in Tibet or the existence of God. But when you're debating with the Barbary girls, it's whether Bill Murray is going to go crashing parties and how much the coat cost. Is she the good-looking one?
They are all good-looking.
No, they are not.
They are. All of my sisters are good-looking.
Lolita!
Certainly not. All right, let's get this over with.
One is better looking than the others.
No, they are all good-looking.
It's that one that's really good-looking, and then there's there's an okay one, and then there's that other one.
I get phone calls every time you do this.
Which one is he talking about?
They know.
Yeah,
they know.
I'm surprised they call. All they have to do is look in the mirror.
Yeah,
All they have to do is look at a family photo, Gina. They'll all point to the good-looking one.
All the Barbary girls know. They know who the good-looking one is. It's true.
So we're not making these things up.
Gina Barberi, Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 6:34, Sports with Amy Donaldson coming up. Stand by for that. First, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Come to Sundance Film Festival this January 24th through February 3rd. Special pass and ticket packages for Utah residents and students are available now. Visit sundance.org for more information.
Well, I was sad to hear this. Master magician and actor Ricky Jay, known for being one of the greatest sleight of hand artists of all time, has reportedly died in Los Angeles of natural causes. Ricky Jay's attorney confirmed his death to Variety. In addition to being a famous magician, he was a writer and an actor known for his roles in Boogie Nights, Tomorrow Never Dies, and as the narrator of the film Magnolia. That's in my top 10 list of favorite films.
He was in Deadwood too.
Yes, he was.
Who was he in Deadwood?
He was a guy.
I want to say he worked at the saloon. But,
okay. He was kind of one of the minor characters.
Okay. If you get bored today, go online to YouTube and just search Ricky Jay and watch some of his card tricks. He really was one of the best.
There's a great appearance he did on Conan O'Brien where he was throwing playing cards into a watermelon, a cut watermelon, and he could make them stick in a watermelon. Brilliant. He also consulted on films about magic, like The Illusionist, which is kind of a cool movie in a way, The Prestige. He also appeared and authored several books about magic and its history.
Now, anytime a magician dies, don't you think there's a chance it could be a trick?
He wasn't that kind of magician.
Oh.
And there's a story that the director of Boogie Nights told about Ricky Jay. That it's on geekshowpodcast.com, but I can't tell it on the radio.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah. I can't tell that story on the radio, but I told it on Broken News.
Okay.
On Geek Show.
Paul Thomas Anderson, who also directed Magnolia. And also dying this weekend, Bernardo Bertolucci. He's asking someone to bring him the butter in hell. He directed Last Tango in Paris, and he also directed and won Academy Awards for The Last Emperor. A Utah police officer has died after being hit by a car. South Salt Lake police officer died Saturday evening. He was hit by a car during a confrontation between police and two burglary suspects. Officer David Romrell, 31 years old, had been with the department only about 11 months. South Salt Lake Police Chief Jack Caruth said at a news conference early Sunday morning the officer was a Marine veteran who had served several tours. He leaves behind a wife and 4-month-old child. The driver of the vehicle that hit Romrell on Saturday night was killed by police gunfire. He was identified Sunday afternoon as Felix Anthony Calada, a 31-year-old from West Valley City. Police say that Romrell and other officers arrived at a business complex on West Temple, about 3575 South West Temple, 5:30 p.m. Saturday, were receiving a report of a burglary in progress. They tried to stop Mr. Calata and another man. The two drove away in a car as they were fleeing. Calata accelerated the vehicle and hit Romrell, according to police.
It looks like it was on purpose.
Yeah.
Wasn't an accident.
Yeah. The cops began firing at the vehicle. Calata was hit by the bullets. He died at the scene. A second suspect ran away but was later arrested after being tracked by police dogs. An assistant fire chief in central Utah has been charged with rape. Assistant fire chief, central Utah's Kanosh City, charged with rape in a second case stemming from his time with the department. Austin James Corey charged Wednesday 1 count of felony rape. The new filing comes from a second victim 2 months after he was charged with raping a fellow firefighter whom he supervised. Russia's Coast Guard has opened fire on and seized 3 of Ukraine's naval ships, wounding 2 crew members after a tense standoff in the Black Sea near the Crimean Peninsula, the Ukrainian Navy said.
What are we going to do about it?
Wait.
Nothing.
Russia blamed Ukraine for provoking the incident, which sharply escalated tensions that have been growing between the two countries since Moscow annexed Crimea from Ukraine in 2014, and it has worked steadily to bolster its zone of control around the peninsula. Earlier in the day, Russia and Ukraine traded accusations over a separate incident involving the same vessels, prompting Moscow to block passage through the narrow Kerch Strait, which separates the peninsula from the Russian mainland. The Ukrainian Navy said 2 of its gunboats were struck and Russian crews boarded and seized the vessels and an accompanying tugboat. So, San Diego border crossing. American authorities used tear gas on hundreds of migrants who tried to enter the United States illegally Sunday, prompting officials to shut down operations at the border crossing between Tijuana and San Diego, one of the busiest ports crossings in the world. U.S. Customs and Border Protection suspended all vehicles and pedestrians from passing through the San Ysidro port of entry after the migrants tried to cross on either side of the inspection station. San Ysidro reopened shortly after 6 p.m., the agency said. Some migrants said they tried crossing only after being denied access to the port of entry where they could claim asylum. Customs and Border Protection said in a statement that it used tear gas and pepper spray after several migrants threw rocks at border agents. No injuries were reported. DHS will not tolerate this type of lawlessness and will not hesitate to shut down ports of entry for security and public safety reasons. Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kirsten Nielsen said Sunday in a statement.
If you made it easier for this process, these are people that want to come here and live in places you don't want to live and work jobs you don't want to work. So why anybody is upset about this, I still don't know.
The shutdown came after hundreds of migrants, many of whom are fleeing violence in Central America, assembled Sunday morning on the Mexican side of the border. American military helicopters buzzed overhead as hundreds of Mexican federal officers, so the Mexican federals, blocked the migrants from entering San Ysidro. The migrants were part of a larger group, roughly 6,000, who had crammed into several shelters in Tijuana. The mayor of Tijuana said it's a humanitarian crisis. They can't seem to.
They're
deal
all
with
living in a soccer stadium.
Yeah, and in tents all around. In an interview Sunday, one of the migrants, Jorge Montoya, said thousands of people are staying in a rundown sports stadium with overflowing toilets. He called the conditions intolerable. But when Mexican authorities refused to grant them access to the port of entry, so they said, well, we can't stay here. We want to cross through via San Ysidro. Hundreds slogged across the sewage-laden Tijuana River in search of access to the United States.
How bad must things be where they're living that they're willing to do this?
Among the throng were elderly people in wheelchairs and children with strollers. The group formed a human chain along the river's steep embankments. I think it's like it's cement.
Mm-hmm.
We're not running because we're criminals. No. We're running from the crime in our country. On the other side of the river, dozens of migrants broke through a wooden fence, climbed on top of a freight train. And then some people were throwing rocks, and that's when they started lobbing tear gas at the crowd.
Well, according to Fox and Friends, we shouldn't be concerned about that tear gas. It's all natural.
Really?
It's all natural. Well, they got a border control expert. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah.
He says you could put it on a cracker and eat it.
Well,
you want to hear this?
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Absolutely. And to clarify, the type of deterrent being used is OC pepper spray. It's literally water, pepper, with a small amount of alcohol for evaporation purposes. It's natural. You could actually put it on your nachos and eat it.
So there you go. Everything's fine.
They're lucky. They're kind of feeding them.
In a way, it's kind of.
So
Jesus, it's kids. You're doing it to elderly people and kids.
There were children screaming and coughing. The Associated Press said that the wind carried the chemicals toward people hundreds of feet away who weren't even trying to come into the United States, the wire service said.
We're just looking for help. These are not criminals.
The use of force was sharply criticized. Senator Brian Schatz of Hawaii called on people uncomfortable with spraying tear gas on children to join the coalition of the moral and the sane to get our country back. Congresswoman-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez compared the Central American immigrants to Jews fleeing Germany and emphasized that applying for asylum isn't a crime.
You want to get mad? I wish I hadn't done this, but somebody who works here, Jake, posted on Facebook last night a screenshot of the comment section of the KSL story about this.
Oh, jeez.
And I wish I hadn't looked at it.
Don't do that.
Because it is disgusting comment after disgusting comment, laughing, good, they deserve it. They should. I mean, just this
these are
echo chamber of evil.
Old people and little kids.
Yeah, if I worked for a Department of Homeland Security and they told me to do that, I'd say, I'm sorry, I quit.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Or if I were in the Army, I would say, you're going to have to court-martial me. I quit. I'm sorry, I quit. I can't do that. Sorry, can't do it. Won't do it. Goodbye. I resign my commission. If I'm an officer, I resign my commission. You know, I know somebody who resigned their commission years ago. He's not alive anymore, but during the Vietnam War, he was a lieutenant colonel. And he resigned his commission when they kept asking him to do stuff during the Vietnam War that he said, I can't do it anymore. And he left the service.
Weather, traffic.
I can't leave it on that. I know Amy has good news coming up.
Wait, you want me to do something happy?
I can tell you.
You want me to do a fun story?
Is this on? I can tell you that I've actually been a victim of that pepper spray myself.
I have too.
Oh, was it delicious?
Well, I had two experiences. One with Salt Lake PD let me participate in a little training thing, but one was accidental. I just discharged a tiny bit in the newsroom.
I'll bet it was delicious
Guess
on your
what?
nachos, huh?
They had to clear the news. It was people had horrible reactions to it, especially if you have any kind of breathing issue or a cold or anything.
That's not what this guy on Fox and Friends is saying.
Well, I'm
he
saying
says put it on your nachos.
If he says put it on a cracker, I want to see him do it on TV.
And you notice that he specifically said nachos.
Oh, that's true. Not a cracker.
Not a cracker or a salad or anything.
Oh, they're used to the spicy food. That's right.
Yeah.
Why didn't they fire you, Amy? Discharging it in the newsroom.
Well, I even got my boss. Yeah.
Why didn't they
It was just a
fire
tiny bit. Well, I didn't mean to. I
So?
had it on my keychain. It was a little bit, but everybody was like, it was so potent. It kind of gave everyone insight into what. I mean, it burned for hours. It wasn't, and that was a tiny little discharge.
I know I had it done to me once as a because I was in a play that we had to be tear gassed, and the Ogden cop said, "Well, we'd be happy to show you what it's like if you really want to know." Okay.
Weather?
It's cold, 26 right now. It will get up to 42. Plenty of sunshine today. Traffic, we've got, let's see. This is in Fruit Heights. Crash southbound US 89 approaching Nichols Road. The cars are on the right shoulder. That's the only accident being reported so far. Be fall ready with LASIK from Hoops Vision. This is for next fall. They want you to be ready for all clear till just call Hoops Vision 877-30-LASIK or go to hoopsvision.com.
Sports brought to you by?
Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Amy Donaldson Sports. Break.
Well, here she is, the menace of the newsroom.
That's right.
Amy Donaldson. She writes sports columns and sports reporting for the Deseret News. You can read that at deseretnews.com. And she likes to tear gas her fellow coworkers.
I do. Keep them on their toes, right?
So what's going on? I guess the rivalry game was a lot of fun.
The rivalry game was epic.
Gave me a heart attack.
I actually enjoyed very much watching Twitter swing from one extreme to the other throughout the game.
We're talking
BYU and Utah, and also Utah State was playing Boise State. But the most fun was watching the BYU Utah fans. This season's terrible. We need to give up. We're amazing. We're going to dominate. And then the other thing, I never had lost faith.
So I tweeted this and posted it on Facebook. I got two texts from Richie on Saturday. The first one at 10:22 p.m. that said, ha, 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 $10 because we had a bet.
Mm-hmm. So at halftime, I should say, at halftime, BYU led Utah 20-0.
So who won?
Well, then at 11:25, I got another text from Richie that says, damn it.
Utah. There you go. So they came back. They had a pick six early in the third quarter, and then BYU scored one more time. And then with a minute to go in the third quarter, Utah began scoring their 28 unanswered points, and they won the game.
My favorite meme was there's a picture of Kyle Whittingham and Kalani Sitake because they're friends.
Yeah.
And they're like at lunch or something, it looks like. And
the picture's a couple years old.
Yeah, but the meme says, okay, I'll spot you 20.
Why did it happen that way, do you think? I mean...
well, my theory is, this is no one asked. Thank you for asking me, Bill. Corbin Kaufusi was amazing. He played hurt. He's a lineman for BYU, a defensive lineman, and it's a senior year. He had an ankle injury that he's going to have surgery on. He's probably going to play in the NFL. So his season was over a week ago. And then he decided, I want to play this game one more time with my brothers, try to win.
Played hurt.
And he played hurt. He had like a partially torn tricep, so he had this big thing on his arm. He busted his pinky in the Utah-BYU game. The guy played out of his mind. I thought that when he went out, it was midway through the third quarter, that's when Utah started to actually be able to run the ball. Before that, they couldn't run the ball. Didn't have a ton of yards anyway, but their leading rusher was their quarterback. So I think the difference maker was Corbin Kaufusi. Also, Matt Hadley, BYU's
Yeah, he was
third
out
string
too,
running
yeah.
back, went out of the game, so their offense really stalled after that. So I don't know, but that's just Amy Donaldson's opinion. But I also think Utah played significantly better, although not until the fourth quarter.
No?
Really, it really didn't show up.
Did they play their starters throughout
Yeah,
the game?
played them the whole game. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
All right.
And
Starters.
I actually prefer a game like that. I think a blowout
me
is
too.
boring,
Yeah.
and
I wouldn't
even
mi-
with BYU,
I wouldn't have
I
minded
don't.
BYU winning because I think the rivalry is boring that Utah has won 8 straight times. So
Well, I don't agree with you.
I would totally
All right.
take
So what
that.
else happened in sports?
Utah State lost to Boise State, 33-24. Now drops them out of the top 25 AP poll. We'll see what else that means as far as our bowl game opportunities. Weber State begins their FCS playoff Saturday at 2 p.m. at Stewart Stadium in Ogden. They will take on Southeast Missouri State. Ohio State upset Michigan and caused trouble in the rankings.
Was that an upset? I mean, they beat them
It
like
was.
62 to.
Michigan was ranked much higher, and they were. I
just
I
stomped
believe
them.
they were a more than. It may be between before an 8-point favorite, but Michigan was favored. And for the first, I came home at halftime, and my very upset husband was going to the gym because he couldn't take watching the game at home. He said, "There's TVs in the gym," and I said, "All right," and I got out of his way, and I went in and sat down and watched Ohio State. Their defense just dominated the second half. So it was a blowout, and now the rankings are all messed up. There's talk of Ohio State getting into the college playoffs, but right now Georgia's the number 4. But Georgia has to play Alabama, number 1 team in the country. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a mess, and the only thing that's certain is that there will be no Pac-12 team in the college football playoffs.
Ed says that Alabama is as good as an NFL team.
They are.
Has anybody ever done that? A college team played an NFL team?
Ooh,
I think there
I-
are
right now it's
legal
prohibited.
reasons
Yeah,
you can't do
you can't pay people who are professionals.
I mean, it just would
So-
be interesting to see, just to see what would happen.
Yeah, well, the NCAA would have to be abolished or change
Yeah,
their
there's-
rules because they won't. They won't even let you do it for charity. There have been basketball teams that have tried to do it for charity. Anybody who's a pro can't, even in an exhibition game, can't play a college player because they own those people. Bill, how dare somebody else, even a charity, make money off of them?
Yeah.
They belong to the universities.
Yeah.
In the NFL, Phillip Rivers broke the passing accuracy record held by Kurt Warner in 2009, or set by Kurt Warner in 2009. Rivers completed 28 of 29 passes in the Chargers' 45-10 win over Arizona.
And you don't have it on here, but what's his name for the Patriots broke Manning's record of passing yards.
We don't.
And
Yeah. Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, he did. Good. Congratulations, Tom.
What?
The Broncos broke the Steelers' 6-game win streak when Shelby Harris intercepted Ben Roethlisberger's 2-yard pass in the end zone to give Denver a 24-17 win over Pittsburgh Sunday night. The Rams and the Saints own the best records in the NFL right now, 10-1 each. Some of the other scores of interest I thought were the Vikings 24, Packers 17, which basically eliminates the Packers.
they're kind of done.
Utah Jazz had to play without Donovan Mitchell, who had injured ribs, I believe. But they found a way to beat Sacramento pretty easily, 133 to 112. Ricky Rubio had led the scoring with 27 points. BYU and Utah women's volleyball teams going to be playing in the NCAA tournament. And if you are a volleyball fan, I encourage you to buy tickets and go see any of these games. This level of volleyball is insane. It's so much fun to watch. BYU will be hosting until the Final Four.
Oh, I was going to say, where can I see this? I don't want to go to BYU.
Yes,
so.
Smith Fieldhouse, Gina. I
Okay,
think
good.
you should get a press pass, and we should do.
Okay.
We should do a
my
story.
daughter would want to go.
Yeah, no, and if
you
so
three should do that.
BYU plays. Well, I'm going to be at the Pac-12 game on Friday, but I'll be back. We could go Saturday at 7.
Okay.
But and hopefully that will be a BYU Utah showdown.
Yeah.
They both play other opponents on Friday. Utah plays at 4. BYU plays at 7. So hopefully they win and we see a BYU Utah rematch.
Yes.
Because I watched the first one and it was not much of a game. BYU swept Utah pretty easily. BYU actually lost one of their best players to injury. So we'll see. They're number 4 seed.
Tom Brady, 79,280 yards, moving past Peyton Manning.
But is he as funny?
No.
Moving past Peyton Manning for the all-time passing yardage.
Lewis Hamilton won the last Formula One race of the season in Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
79,280 yards.
Of your attorney.
But Peyton Manning.
And read my column.
I will watch commercials that he's in.
Yeah.
I pay attention to commercials that he's
good
in.
for you.
Because they're
good
funny.
for you. That's good for you.
So we'll buy your products.
Amy,
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Amy, where's your column?
At DeseretNews.com, or you can follow me at 80 on Sports.
Thank you.
I told you everyone's on vacation still because traffic is moving smoothly. If you see something that's not smooth, you can text it to me, 33986.
All right. Thank you very much. Let's see now. We got round one of your boners coming up. Stand by for that. Got to tell you about Haster Games, of course. The great place to stay and play. Yeah, you can just sit down and they'll crack open a game if you want to try it before you buy it. 6831 South State. They're open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and noon to 5 on Sunday. You can check out some of their stuff at hastergames.com. The Black Friday sale continues today. The game of the year, Azul, will be 25% off, as well as the Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook, Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide. They were 25% off on Black Friday. They've also got a section that will be filled with 50 to 75% off items. If you're not a gamer, Haster has awesome gifts for gamers in your life. Might I suggest a gift card from Haster? That way the gamer can pick whatever they need or want. And they carry the best selection of all the latest board games and Magic products. Also, they will buy your pre-owned board games and Magic products, too. Remember, Haster has it. They've really done a great job refurbishing the store and all that. 6831 South State, Haster Games.
Holidays are a time of family, a time of appreciating those you love. It's also a time to remember those who aren't as fortunate.
Spine. Spell it with me now. S-P-I-N-E. Spine. And now we'll use it in some dialogue featuring our two Utah men, LeVar and LeGrand. Elder LeGrand Ardun Jr. has called his friend LeVar with worries on his mind. Never fails. It's always during my favorite show. Yellow.
LeVar?
Yeah.
It's LeGrand.
LeGrand, how's it going?
I'm a worried man, LeVar. I don't know what to do. It's about Midge.
Well, how is the lovely Mrs. Dunn LeGrand?
Well, LeVar, she ain't herself these days.
What do you mean she ain't herself? Well, who is she then?
Well, she's Midge, but she's not Midge.
Huh?
Well, first off, she's been losing weight, LeVar. She may have knocked off close to 100 pounds. She had to go out and buy a whole new set of moo-moos. And they're designer moo-moos, too. The Don Ho collection.
Well, that is odd, LeGrand.
And she started to wear makeup again.
Huh?
She hasn't worn makeup since we got married, LeVar. A woman with 16 kids doesn't have any place wearing makeup, LeVar.
That is strange.
And it's not even New Skin or Mary Kay, LeVar. It's that kind of makeup that Claudia Schifter wears.
Anything else?
Well, she covered up the I Heart Family Home Evening bumper sticker on the back of the Suburban with one that says, "Mean people suck."
Something is definitely up, LeGrand.
I know. So, I've been kind of trying to track down her whereabouts to see what's up.
You mean you've been spying on Midge?
Well, I wouldn't call it spying exactly. Just keeping tabs, you know, like waiting down the street from the house and then following her car.
Spying. That's what that is, LeGrand. Spying. Well, did you find out anything?
Well, when she said she was going to Relief Society, I followed her, and she ended up at the Deseret Gym. I think she may be working out, LeVar.
Well, mayhap she's just trying to get in shape and improve her quality of life. Mayhap she's tired of being as big as a Winnebago.
She's the mother of all my 16 kids, LeVar. She's not supposed to improve her quality of life. Her role as my spiritual partner is to improve my quality of life.
You find out anything else when you was spying on her?
Well, yesterday I caught her waxing her legs and shaving her armpit hair.
The hell you say? We got big trouble, LeGrand. I'm going to jump in the truck and be right over. That is, if the truck will start. You know, she might be trying to become a feminist or something worse. She hasn't said anything about, taking night classes or the like, has she?
Well, no. What are we going to do, LeVar?
Well, we're going to keep spying on her, LeGrand. Let's just hope that we don't find out that she's going to the symphony or the ballet or nothing like that. Tell you what, though, if we do, you pack them kids up in that Suburban and you ski-daddle out of there.
Gary, Bill, and Gina on X96.
So Thanksgiving.
Oh, I was going to alert Nick and Dylan if they want to tell Thanksgiving stories too. They could, do that, and Richie if he has one too.
So, of course, my husband Joe makes the whole Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, of course. It's Egyptian style.
We go to Grandma Jones's house, but Joe makes the whole, and he has to start the day before because you gotta, he makes his own gravy because with the turkey stock, he does the whole thing. So I want to do something, so I think I will order the best cake we've ever had. And you guys know the cake I'm talking about.
The Prantle's cake from the bakery in Pittsburgh.
That our friend of the program sent us. And it was nominated and won Best Cake in America by Huffington Post. They've said, this is the best cake in America.
And it is good.
So I said, I am going to impress these people at Thanksgiving.
By ordering a cake.
By ordering a cake.
You are just the best person in the world.
And so I ordered it to be delivered to my mother-in-law's house. And it was to be delivered the day before because they're not going to deliver it on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And she called me and she said, well, your cake came, but the box is broken. And if you go to x96.com/live, the cake was smashed. The saran wrap that it's wrapped in was torn. So it was.
Was it salvageable at all?
So my mother-in-law said, "Well, it's only half of it smashed. We can cut it and." But I had been overselling this cake to everybody before it came. You are going to love this cake.
It's expensive too.
Like $50.
Yeah.
But because the saran wrap had been torn, it was all dried out. So even the thing that
yeah, that's
so I was overselling the cake. So I sent that picture and a strongly worded email saying that my Thanksgiving was ruined, and they're gonna send me another cake. But so we go to Grandma Jones's house, and so what are the things of Thanksgiving? It's the food and the family and the football. Well, Grandma Jones has DirecTV. And you know what channel the football was on?
One they don't have?
Channel 5, KSL.
Yeah.
So we watched the Anthony Bourdain marathon.
Kind of ruined it. Oh, well.
Instead of football.
No cake and no football.
Wow.
And then one more thing, and then you guys can tell yours. So Festus and we have this podcast, Remain Seated podcast. And we recorded on Thursdays. And he said, Mom, let's go to the station before Thanksgiving dinner and we'll record a podcast. So we came in here on Thanksgiving. It was 40 minutes. It was a long podcast. It was great. We stopped it and we said, I think that was the best. That was the best one we've done. And Festus said, well, I'll post it and I'll see it at Thanksgiving dinner. He comes to Thanksgiving dinner. He's like, it
didn't record.
It didn't.
Way to go. The box was open and the saran wrap was off.
And there was no
the
football.
podcast was all dried up.
And there was.
It happens.
Yeah.
DirecTV and KSL ruined my Thanksgiving too.
By the way, there's a new Let's Go Eat show.
Oh, yes.
Tony Caputo, theletsgoeatshow.com. We talk about sandwiches for 40 minutes.
And chocolate.
I could easily talk sandwiches for 40 minutes.
Especially with Tony Caputo.
Man, does he make a good sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
But my favorite Thanksgiving tradition of the parade, you want to watch the parade on NBC.
Macy's.
Can't do it with DirecTV.
Nope.
And you didn't care about the football. You cared about the parade.
No, I like to have a drink and watch the Broadway performers at the parade.
Seems to me that I have DirecTV, but it seems to me I saw a little bit of the parade.
You can see it on other channels, but it's not
live.
Not NBC's.
Not live.
Because they have the coverage of the performers.
Oh, I see.
They have the right for Herald Square.
I see.
This is for Demetra.
Remember me to Herald Square.
I will. This is just really a private conversation, but I burned
my regards to Broadway.
I burned my finger, Demetra. She's my pharmacist. Remember, she's
your private pharmacist.
You put butter on that.
And I burned my finger. I was pouring out the giant pot of boiling water that the potatoes were boiling in to start mashing them, and poured it down the side of my finger. So I need to know, Demetra, if you just send a text or an email, what I put. See, look.
Yeah.
It blistered.
You have a blister.
Yeah.
How are the potatoes, though?
They were so good.
Okay.
Yeah, they were so good.
Now, how was your Thanksgiving, Carrie?
Oh, it was great. We didn't do a damn thing.
Yeah, I didn't do anything much.
Yeah, we just, Sue made a couple of dishes. And then we went to a friend's house, and they had done 2 or 3 different types of meats on the Traeger. And there were these wonderful beans, and it was great. And we ate, and then we went home. And I didn't shower for 4 days. And I watched the Mystery Science Theater marathon.
You didn't shower for 4 days?
I didn't shower for 4 days.
Made his own gravy.
Yeah.
Or were you in the same jammies the whole time?
Yes, I was.
Making his own gravy.
And, I watched a lot of TV.
Yeah, me too.
Richie?
I didn't do much.
We smoked a turkey because that's what
It's hard
people
to
from
keep
the
them
South
lit, isn't
it? Really? And the smoke signals from it. No, my girlfriend's family is from Louisiana, so everything is too spicy for Thanksgiving. They did a spicy stuffing.
Or it's delicious.
Well, to them, I'm sure that it was delicious. It was far too spicy for my Utah tastes, but they did a big turkey out on the green egg for several hours. It's
green egg.
It's it's a smoker.
Barbecue smoker thing. Big ceramic.
Oh,
but there were tears shed. My girlfriend's little brother was in charge of the gravy, and he was kind of doing it by the sink and putting it all together. And as he went to put the final touches on it, he knocked the gravy down the drain, and so there was no gravy.
No gravy.
At Thanksgiving
Good gravy. No gravy.
What's the point of any of it if you can't put gravy on the top of it?
You can't just start over and make gravy.
Well, you don't have any more. You don't have any more drippings from the. I mean, yes, you could go to the store and get like.
You can make turkey. You can make gravy without the drippings. You can. There's ways to do it.
Yeah.
Sure.
They were finishing up the gravy at our dinner, and somebody dropped a roll into the gravy. I said, "Leave that there."
Yes.
I'll fish it
I'll
out.
get that. I'll fish that out in about 5 minutes.
I'll get that.
Let it soak up. I'll take care of that. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And did you?
I did.
With a spoon or with your hands?
With a plate and a fork.
Oh yeah.
I made deviled eggs for. We went up to Uncle Todd and Aunt Erin's, and I made deviled eggs. I didn't make any pies this year. Nana made all the pies, and but I made deviled eggs, and we had a lovely time. And
I like the picture from Uncle Todd from his turkey. Did you guys see that? I'm not sure if he had that in person.
No, I didn't get to see it. He said he was going to send it to me. He made a little video. He told me what it was.
Yeah.
He had a picture of the turkey in handcuffs
around the legs
before he cooked it, and then it's called 50 Shades of Turkey or something, and then a hand comes in.
I think it's 50 Shades of Gravy. I'm not sure.
50 Shades of Gravy. A hand comes in and slaps the turkey. He thought he was. He described it to me.
It's Uncle Todd.
Todd's a little.
Can't you just make the turkey?
He had to handcuff it and slap it. And then I ordered a bunch of stuff on Amazon, and one of them came the day after Thanksgiving, and it was really nice. They do this thing where they send you an email telling you that it's arrived, and they send you a picture, and they say, "Here's the picture of your thing on the porch. How's this?" And so I look and I go out front and I can't see the thing, and I'm looking at the picture and I'm going, well, it says it's here and there's my item and I don't see it though on the porch. I'm looking at it and I go, this is not my porch.
This is not my beautiful house.
And then I realize it's my neighbor's porch. I look over and I go, they put it on my. And so they say, rate your experience. I say, this is a beautiful picture. It's very accurate, but it's my neighbor's porch.
So do people think you were stealing things off your neighbor's porch
they happened to be there, and I said, I'm stealing this.
Dylan, we're having a request to see Gina's cake again, please. Up at x96.com/live.
My ruined, smashed.
So does the Prantles, they'll just send you another cake?
Yeah.
Will you bring it in?
No.
Why? Well, you don't need it for the big Thanksgiving dinner. Now.
They gave me a credit, so the next time we have a family event, I will order.
So for like Christmas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
No, I'm not bringing it in.
There's the cake.
Did you? It wasn't edible. You could have brought it.
Oh, I
here.
ate it, but it was all crumbly and dry, and I probably should have sprinkled it like on ice cream or something.
Is there any left?
No.
Yeah, if you mix it up with ice cream.
That's what I thought. That's the only way to salvage.
That's the way I eat my cake and ice cream. Is all mixed up.
I was thinking of my grandmother. She used to make she'd save dry cake, and then she'd put a layer of ice cream, like in a pan, and then cake, and another layer of ice cream.
You could have done that with
and put it in the freezer.
Mm.
Oh man.
Only one accident to tell you about. Crash southbound I-15 at milepost 289. That's Bangor Highway. Off to the left shoulder, but I think people are still on vacation because roads, I've got green cameras all the way up and down the Wasatch Front. Unless you see something else you want to share, text it to us, 33986.
All right, we've got Boehner's round one coming up. Here are your Boehner candidates. Number one, I really have no pity for the fool. Boehner candidate number two, looks like that new fluffy meth to me. And Boehner candidate number three, the U.S. has the best health care system in the world.
All right, round one of your boners coming up along with Big Boy News and Opinioendo. There's a buzzy new gift on everyone's list this year. Gina, featured on Oprah's O list.
Oh, I'm listening.
It's a great gift, something that they'll use twice a day.
Okay.
And it's perfect if you have a mouth.
I do.
It's Quip. The electric toothbrush designed to make brushing better. And I think it's a great idea as a gift. I know it seems strange. What are you trying to say to me with this gift? No, it's just a great piece of tech that you should have. I love my Quip toothbrush. It's sensitive sonic vibrations, gentle enough on your sensitive gums, a built-in timer with guiding pulses to remind me when to switch sides so that, you make sure you get your 2 minutes in. Think about that. Start a timer next time you brush. Do you get at least the 2 minutes in?
Probably not.
And do you get complete coverage? Well, Quip can help you. Doesn't require a clunky charger, runs for 3 months on one battery. Many of the reasons that I love Quip. And they have over 5,000 verified 5-star reviews. Quip looks like a big-ticket tech gift with a stocking stuffer price starting at just $25. And if you go to getquip.com/X96 right now, you get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush, but you don't have to tell your giftee that. So remember, it's getquip.com/X96. Be sure to do that /X96 so that you get your first refill pack for free and we get the credit. Getquip.com/X96.
Here at X96, we're not going to pretend that we're the smartest people in the room.
Today, we examine another group of words used by most Utahns called L words, or words that end in ELL. And to help you with today's lesson, each time an L word is used in the following dialogue, a bell will sound. Imagine, if you will, our two friends, LeVar and LeGrand, together in LeVar's trailer house. The TV is on. A conversation ensues. Again, these are L words.
I love this TV show.
Yeah.
I am so glad that someone is showing the reruns of McKell's Navy.
Me too. You know, I would just love to set sail with McKell myself. Hey, you remember the one when the wacky crew of PT Boat 73 tried to save that beached well?
Oh, yeah. They had a hard time because of this big storm.
Yeah.
Gale force winds and hell stones the size of golf balls.
Yeah, yeah.
But they saved that well anyway. McKell did not fell.
Well, no thanks to Gruber. Yeah, that was quite a tell, though. Hey, listen, give me some of them snacks, would you? I'm hungry.
Sure.
Uh-oh.
What?
Trell mix.
Yeah?
You're not going to like this, LeGrand, but Trell mix makes me thirsty for just one thing.
You're not going to be drinking beer in front of me, are you, LeVar?
Oh, no. I'm going to have me a glass of L.
L is beer?
Yeah, but this is pretty mild. It's that Pell L from Squatters. It's so mild I can drink a whole bucket of it.
You'd get drunk if you drunk a whole Pell of Pell L. Then you'd get throwed in jail, and I'd have to bail you out.
Oh,
hey, looky here what I got in the mail. It's a flyer from Deseret Book. It says here that Dan Quell is coming to town to sign copies of his new book.
Boy, the liberals sure rode Bush and Quell out of Washington on a rel.
Sure did.
They fought tooth and nail, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Hey, I hear that this new book of his really lifts the veil of secrecy about Washington life and what really went on. You know, I'd like to see him. What Deseret Book is he at?
Well, the one by that big jewelry store.
Big jewelry store. You mean Morgan's Jewelers?
Nope. Zell's.
Radio from Hell show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 7:22. It is time now for round one of your boner voting. 3 news stories. They are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. And you'll decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See if it wins here. It's just the winner of round 1. It has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. That happens in an hour from now. Round 2 at 8:20, we'll have 3 more candidates, and we'll get another winner. Then we'll take those 2 winners and put them into boner fight at 9:20 this morning. That's when you'll decide the actual boner of the day. So pick your challenger for round 1 right now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive
a gift certificate to go see our good friends at Gracie's.
Boner candidate number 1. I really have no pity for the fool. I shouldn't have done it, but I couldn't resist.
Is this a Mr. T boner?
Sort of.
Okay.
President Trump has given himself a really weird new nickname. On Sunday, in a tweet, he thanked himself for falling oil prices. But what stood out to many wasn't the moment of self-congratulations. It was the new nickname that President Trump gave to himself, President T. So great that oil prices are falling. Thank you, President T. Add that, which is like a big tax cut to our other good economic news. Inflation down. Are you listening, Fed? He tweeted. President T. People on Twitter were quick to chime in with some thoughts on what the T could stand for beyond Trump and the obligatory Mr. T jokes. Gas prices are, Bill Weir at CNN, gas prices are 35 cents a gallon higher than November 16, dropping oil prices down for the year. Stock market have economists warning of a recession. If you're going to call yourself President T, you have to wear chains and a mohawk.
Doesn't matter, because he can put this out there and people will read that and go, yeah,
and then
gas prices are lower.
Robert McGuire tweeted a picture of Mr. T dressed up in presidential garb and said, "This is the only President T." Somebody else tweeted, of course, "I pity the fool who voted for President T." Bill Kristol, a conservative, if there ever was one, quoted or tweeted Mr. T and President T and tweeted a nice Photoshop job of Donald Trump with a Mr. T haircut and earrings, and on and on and on it went.
I think in this case, the T stands for treason, but that's just me.
I like that.
There's about an 80% chance that he called himself President T because he forgot to spell how to spell the rest of his own name. Somebody said, I mean, it just...
Yeah, he opened himself up.
I really have no pity for the fool.
All right.
Boner candidate number 1. I just couldn't resist. Boner candidate number 2. It looks like that new fluffy meth to me, boys. Dasha Fincher had a bag of blue cotton candy in her car with her when 2 Monroe County, Georgia sheriff's deputies pulled the vehicle over on New Year's Eve. This is back in 2016. And the deputies pulled the vehicle over. They pulled the car over because of its dark window tint, they said. But allegedly later admitted that the windows were legal. But they asked her about that bag of cotton candy, and they didn't believe it was cotton candy.
They've been watching Breaking Bad too much?
Yes. A roadside field test said there's meth in that bag, and Ms. Fincher was arrested and charged with meth trafficking and possession with intent to distribute. She couldn't pay her $1 million bond and stayed in jail for 3 months. In March of 2017, Georgia Bureau of Investigation tests revealed that there had been no meth in the bag at all. 4 weeks later, charges were dropped, and now Ms. Fincher is suing over the whole ordeal.
Good.
Her federal lawsuit names the county, the deputies, and Searcy Acquisitions, the company that manufactures the roadside drug test. Fincher alleges the test has a history of false positives and that the blue food coloring used in the cotton candy triggered a false positive. She also alleges the deputies were not trained in administering the test or in identifying street drugs, and that they ultimately violated her civil rights as a result. The suit said Ms. Fincher's incarceration caused her to miss several major life events, including the birth of her twin grandsons, and that when her son brought the babies to the jail to meet her, he was arrested on an outstanding bench warrant. Shortly thereafter, the suit says that Ms. Fincher, frustrated with her incarceration, broke her hand on a concrete wall. Boehner candidate number 2. Yeah, it looks like that new fluffy meth to me, boys. Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3. The U.S. has the best health care system in the world.
All right, Boehner candidate number 3 for round 1. Coming up after this, Big Boy News and Opinioendo, brought to you by...
Come to Sundance Film Festival this January 24th through February 3rd. Special pass and ticket packages for Utah residents and students available now. Visit sundance.org for more information.
Tragedy. He was one of a kind. He was an original. He will be missed. He directed a lot of movies that I really liked in my movie-going youth. Nicholas Roeg. He was 90 years old. In 1973, he directed a movie that just scared the hell out of me called Don't Look Now.
Oh.
Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland. Filmed in Venice. Oh, man, if you ever get a chance, see this movie. It's really scary. He also directed Mick Jagger in a crime drama about an outlaw. What's his name? Can't think of the guy's name now. And he also directed David Bowie in really... I remember seeing this movie and thinking, this is boring. The Man Who Fell to Earth.
I did too.
Yeah, not really a very good movie.
He's an alien.
Yeah.
Remember Brad and I drove up from Spanish Fork. We skipped school one day, come up here to the Blue Mouse to see it. We were all excited, and it was like, yeah, that was dull.
Yeah, it was just, I remember seeing that movie. I think I saw it at the Blue Mouse as well, and just going,
okay. I want to like this.
Yeah, I just can't. But some of his movies are really cool. Anyway, 90 years old, Nick Roeg. Kit Harington says, no, I did not cheat on my wife, Rose Leslie. And she says, you know nothing, Kit Harington. No, he's, according to E.T. Canada, Kit is defending himself against accusations that he cheated on Rose Leslie, whom he married in June. The cheating rumors began when Russian model and actress Olga Vlaslovna.
Oh, she's a liar.
Is she?
Known liar. I don't know.
Shared a photo online of who she claimed to be Kit Harington, very naked and asleep on a bed with a laptop next to him. Olga also claimed that she met Kit Harington in Luxembourg, where the two hit it off and began an affair, sleeping together on multiple occasions.
He's never even been to Luxembourg.
Has he? Has he?
That's what his people are saying.
Both before and after he married her. This led to a Russian publication reporting on the alleged affair, and now Kit is responding with a resounding, I don't know where you're getting this from, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Shut up, you.
I have never even been to Luxembourg.
See?
It is a very painful thing that South Salt Lake is mourning this police officer who was run over. Red, white, and blue are surrounding the Salt Lake Police Department. The community woke to news that Officer David Romeril had been killed in the line of duty. Citizens made their way to the police department to hang blue ribbons from trees, while some, like Kim Deacon, left flowers at a small makeshift memorial. He died Saturday evening after he was hit by a vehicle during a confrontation with two burglars, one of whom was shot and killed by police. South Salt Lake has a good police department, and this is just a terrible thing for everyone, she said. John Reed, a member of the Honoring Heroes Foundation, lined the street outside the department with American flags to let the officers know that they have the support of the community and the public mourns with them. The confrontation happened when Romeril and another officer were responding to a burglary in progress. The two men who were the alleged burglars, tried to drive away from the complex. When the cops got there, the driver of the vehicle accelerated toward the officers and apparently intentionally hit Officer Romeril. The one of the burglars was shot and killed. A federal judge on Tuesday last week dismissed female genital mutilation charges against several doctors in the first criminal case of its kind nationwide, ruling that the law is unconstitutional. The opinion by U.S. District Judge Bernard Friedman comes 2 weeks after defense lawyers mounted the first challenge to a 22-year-old genital mutilation law that went unused since until April of 2017. That's when Dr. Jumana Nagwala of Northville, Michigan, was arrested and accused of heading a conspiracy that lasted 12 years, involved 7 other people, and led to mutilating the genitalia of 9 girls as part of a religious procedure practiced by some members of the Dawoodi Bohra, a Muslim sect from India that has a small community in Metro Detroit. Friedman delivered a significant but not fatal blow to a novel criminal prosecution because the judge left intact conspiracy and obstruction charges that could send the doctor and 3 others to federal prison for decades. The case is being closely followed by members of the sect and international human rights groups opposed to female genital mutilation, and has raised awareness in the U.S. of a controversial procedure and prompted Michigan to enact new state laws criminalizing female genital mutilation. Friedman removed 4 defendants from the case, including 3 mothers accused of subjecting their daughters to the practice, while concluding Congress had no authority to enact a law criminalizing female genital mutilation. There's nothing commercial or economic about FGM, Friedman wrote in a 26-page opinion. It is not part of a larger market and has no demonstrated effect on interstate commerce. The Commerce Clause does not permit Congress to regulate a crime of this nature.
Okay, when I asked you to do stories other than what's happening at the border, this isn't what I had in mind.
New Jersey is on a path to pass recreational marijuana. So they have medical marijuana in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Now looks like they're going to take the steps to legalize recreational marijuana in New Jersey. Alan Dershowitz, a Harvard Law professor and frequent defender of President Trump, has a grim prediction for the president regarding the outcome of Robert Mueller's Russia investigation. Quote, "I think the report is going to be devastating to the president," Dershowitz said on Sunday. "I know the president's team is already working on a response to the report, and when I say devastating, I mean it's going to paint a picture that's going to be politically very devastating." Dershowitz expressed doubt that Mueller's findings would result in criminal charges against the president, stating that collusion is not criminal. He also dismissed hosts George Stephanopoulos' suggestion that the special counsel would accuse Trump of conspiring to cooperate with an attempt to defraud the U.S. government. "That's too much of a stretch," Dershowitz said. "What I think Mueller is going to do, if he's smart, he's going to take the chance on being rebutted. He's not going to take the chance on being rebutted. He's going to lay out the facts, leave it to Congress to decide whether that rises to the level of an impeachable offense. So he's going to just lay it out and say it's all you, Congress, which would be interesting because Congress is now controlled by, or will be controlled by, Democrats.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll lay it out and say, okay, you guys want to impeach him? It's up to you.
Sports, weather, traffic.
Sports, go Ute. That's all you need there. Weather, it's chilly this morning. It's only 26 right now, and we're going to get up to about 42, and it'll be sunshine. And, no precipitation today. I don't think we get any until Wednesday. Traffic is pretty mild this morning also. I think people are still on their Thanksgiving vacations. Only accident being reported, crash westbound I-215, milepost 11, that's 3rd West. The center lane is closed. Get unlimited 1.5% cash back plus a $100 bonus with Power Cashback credit card from Security Service Federal Credit Union. Restrictions apply. Get details at ssfcu.org.
Here's Boehner candidate number 3. The U.S. has the best healthcare system in the world. It's an American story, really. Hedda Martin needs a heart transplant. She applied for a heart transplant. Shortly before Thanksgiving, the Spectrum Health Richard DeVos Heart and Lung Transplant Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan, got back to her to say that she could not have a heart transplant because she doesn't have enough money to pay for the immunosuppressant drugs that she would need to make sure that her body accepts the new heart. The hospital recommended that she set up a fundraising effort.
GoFundMe, you heard of that?
Get your GoFundMe going. Martin's story started to go viral on Saturday, a few days after she posted a public update on her condition to her first Facebook page, largely because it's a perfect example of how the for-profit health insurance system is destroying American lives.
Yep.
Congresswoman-elect Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, the socialist who has campaigned for Medicare for All, picked up the post as well. In her post, Martin says she's due for a procedure to get an assistive device on Monday, but what she really needs is a heart transplant. The hospital is essentially prescribing that she set up a GoFundMe page. That's the hospital told her that. They said, well,
there's these little jars that people put at coffee shops sometimes.
So far, she hasn't
set
one up,
on it.
But she's previously raised $4,600 for her treatment. I heard an interview with Jim Carrey over the weekend, and he talked about his early days in show business, and he's from Canada, and he when he came to America is because he got a job doing a TV show called I forget the name of it now, but he had a 13-week run as the star of a TV show where
Duck Factory.
Yes, he played a cartoonist.
Yeah.
And he thought, I've made it. And he said, I sent for my parents to come down to live with me, and I was making good money, and they canceled the show after 13 episodes. And my mother was not well, and I had to send my parents back to Canada because the government loves its people, and she needed health care.
Yeah.
And she couldn't get it here, and I had to send my parents back to Canada. Boehner candidate number 3. The U.S. has the best health care system in the world.
All right, let's review the first two and vote.
Boehner candidate number 1, I really have no pity for the fool. Twitter users do pity the fool after Donald Trump has given himself a weird nickname, President T. Boehner candidate number 2, looks like that new fluffy meth to me, boys. Woman spending months in jail over the police thinking this blue cotton candy in her car was meth. And Boehner candidate number 3, the U.S. has the best healthcare system in the world.
All right, this is round 1 of your Boehner voting. You've got to decide of these 3 candidates which one is the worst. Which one deserves to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the day. If it wins here, it's the winner of round 1. Great. It's not Boehner of the day yet. It has to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Yes, we're going to do this again with 3 more candidates at 8:20. And we'll take the winners of each round, put them both into Boehner fight at 9:20. That's when you'll decide Boehner of the day. So, pick your champion for round 1 now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember your candidate number. The one that you want to win, put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. Easy. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Nick will take your vote in the producer's booth. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boehner voting November 26. And vote there. You've only got 4 minutes, though. Let's go. This is round 1.
Non-stop music for 1 hour, right after Radio from Hell on X96.
23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Our elders have just rendezvoused their warp-capable 10-speed bikes with the USS Porch, a small craft manned, if you will excuse the misuse of the term, by pigs. Not your ordinary run-of-the-mill pigs, mind you, but sentient, talking pigs. Pigs in space!
Welcome aboard, gentlemen. I am Captain Link Hogthrob, commander of the USS Porcrind. This is my first officer, Miss Piggy. And that pig over there is our ship's physician, Dr. Strangepaw.
Hello, elders.
Hi, I'm Elder Chris Jensen, and this is my companion, Elder Jensen.
Hi.
We represent the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
You know, the Mormons.
We have heard tales of your exploits from other space vessels.
Yes. Is it true that your church provides for eternal marriages?
Well, yes, ma'am, it is.
Eternal meaning in this life, in the next life, and forever and ever? Kind of like syndication?
Yeah.
Would the frog, I mean the groom, in question have to be a willing participant?
That's the way it's usually done.
All right, let's cut to the chase here. Does the Mormon Church recognize marriages between beings from different species?
Well, such as?
Pigs and frogs, you idiot! Don't you ever watch the show?
Well, I believe that you'd have to seek the counsel of your bishop. I don't think we're authorized to make such a decision here in the field.
I think we've reached the point in the sketch where I begin to assault our guest with karate chops. Hi!
No, wait. I think I can shed some light on the subject. Now, both you and the frog in question are made of flannel and have men's hands up your...
Elder Jensen!
No, what I mean is that you're both Muppets, and therefore not different species. I mean, I see no reason why you can't be sealed to one another.
Oh, Captain Hogthrob can marry people! You guys wait right here while I find my Kermie!
Will Elder Jensen get sent home for telling pigs and frogs that they can marry one another? Will Captain Link Hogthrob get sent home for marrying a pig and a frog? Will Kermit the Frog find a way to get our elders off the Muppet Show and back into normal space? Find the answers to these and far more exciting questions on the next tail-curling episode of Space Elders!
All right, 7:45, time to award your boner.
And this morning's boner is
Round one.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Brought to you in part by, let's see. It was a white bean soup with rosemary croutons.
Nice. Any ham in there?
Nope. No, bacon. Bacon.
Oh, okay.
Had some bacon in it.
Because that works well with the white beans.
Yeah. And then I don't know if it's brought to you by anybody else
because Gina's disappeared.
She's, I was going to disappear too, but I didn't.
But you didn't?
No, I showed back up. I was here, and I said it was brought to you in part by this white bean soup with rosemary croutons.
I'm sorry.
Partially.
I went to get an Oreo from my desk.
So you and you didn't bring back any for the rest of us either, did you?
No.
So you brought the show to a grinding halt and didn't bring back any.
It's Richie's fault. He was talking to me and we lost track of time. It's all Richie's fault.
Go to Gina's desk and bring the Oreos.
There's only all right.
Was it work-related conversation?
No.
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Welcome to a new week. Get over to Gracie's for Monday Night Football, followed by Monday Night Jazz Session with David Halliday and the Jazz Vespers Quartet, adults only.
So it's remarkable that she keeps her job, isn't it?
What?
So we had Boehner candidate number 1. I really have no pity for the fool. I just couldn't resist putting him there. Boehner candidate number 2. Looks like that new fluffy meth, boys. The police in some southern Georgia, I believe it was.
Yeah.
He was. They thought that this. She says this is cotton candy. Well, it tests positive for meth.
Yeah, this sounds like cops being dicks.
Yeah.
In this case.
Boehner candidate number 2 and Boehner candidate number 3. The U.S. has the greatest health care system, the very best in the whole world. You know, ma'am, you're going to die without this heart transplant and these immunosuppressant drugs. So we suggest you start a GoFundMe. Steve won the Gracie's gift card, and the winner, Boehner candidate number 2, the fluffy meth.
Really?
By an enormous margin.
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, there's your winner of round 1 and is now qualified to be Boehner of the day. It'll have to defeat the winner of round 2's voting. Round 2, we're going to present you 3 more candidates at 8:20 this morning. So we'll take the winner of that round and pit them both against each other at 9:20 this morning, and that's when you'll decide Boehner of the day. Now, allegedly, Ben McAdams was going to call us.
He may still. I don't know.
He may.
Yeah. I was, so a nice long Thanksgiving holiday, and I didn't do really very much, but I was, at some point I was, I was home and my son, little Bill, said, "Hey, Dad, look at this." And I turned and look at the computer where he spends most of his time, and there's a picture of a human brain on a sidewalk. And somebody's putting a number next to it, like it's a crime scene or something. I went, oh, I don't need to see that. What are you looking at that for? He said, well, I'm doing some research, something for the haunted house I want to work on, some gory effect that he wants to do for Fear Factory. Okay, fine.
It's for work, Dad.
I don't need to see. I don't want to see that. But for some reason, it made me think of, and I couldn't remember the story exactly, and I tried to look it up on Google, and I couldn't find it. It was an old news story. It was like Scott Matheson's son-in-law who walked into a helicopter blade.
What?
Do you remember this story?
Oh.
Does anybody out there remember this story?
What else is...
That's all I can remember.
Walked into a helicopter blade?
He got out of a helicopter, and I think it was Scott Matheson's son-in-law, but I couldn't... That's all I could remember. He was flying somewhere, and I wanted to remember the story, and it was like 20 years ago, I think. And it didn't kill him, but incapacitated him. And it may not have been Matheson's.
That's the part where we're not going to.
Yeah, and I didn't do a lot of research, but I was hoping somebody out there would.
Was it a Utah person?
Yeah,
a dignitary of some kind.
Yeah, I think so, but I just couldn't. I couldn't place the story. But that's my kid, though. He looks at that kind of stuff, and it doesn't faze him. I can't stand it. Now, I can see it, I can watch that kind of a thing in a movie.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where he found that, because I just Googled brain on sidewalk, and I can't even find...
I don't know where he gets that kind of stuff either. He knows how to research things like that.
Probably a part of the web that...
It's like I watched...
is reserved.
I watched The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, which is really a cool movie on Netflix that the Coen brothers did. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of gory stuff in that, but I know that it's just a movie.
But he likes to look at the real things.
Sometimes, yeah.
I don't find anything.
Yeah, I couldn't find it, but I wondered if anybody remembered that story. And it was one of those things where he got out of a helicopter and he just turned the wrong way.
Was it a plane prop, not a helicopter?
Yeah, maybe. Because I'm looking at helicopter.
Yeah, maybe it was a plane. But I thought so. And I saw Chris Van Oker over the weekend, and I said, "Do you remember this story?" And he said, "No, doesn't ring a bell." So maybe I dreamed it.
So a few listeners could research that.
I I'm trying.
No word from Ben McAdams' people. All right, so I guess he's not going to call us.
Mia Love called Ben McAdams.
Does she know about the brain story?
Over the weekend and said congratulations. So I wonder if they're friends again.
I doubt it.
Were they friends?
Well, so they were friends, and then she made a big deal during the campaign that she thought he had betrayed her. We were really good friends, and he said that he wouldn't run against me, and he was never going to run against me, and then he did. So, and I thought that was kind of dirty pool of her to say that, to kind of bring all that up.
Because if he's going to lie to me, he's going to lie to you.
Yeah. I mean, I just thought that was kind of dirty pool that she brought all that up. He always said he was never going to run against me, and it was kind of dirty of him to do that.
I just want to know if he's going to put up a picture of us in his office in Washington, because as you remember, when he first took office in Utah, there was a picture of his office on the news, and there was no decorations in his office at all, and so we gave him our big poster of us, and he hung it up for a while until he got other.
Well, now that he's
you should take that picture with him to Washington D.C.
Well, no, now that he's respectable,
No, he was respectable. He was the mayor of Salt Lake County. That's respectable.
I've looked and looked, Bill. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, somebody seems to remember. Oh, wait.
I've got a story here. Elk brings down helicopter in
No.
Wasatch County. It's an elk, not a dignitary.
Yep, here it is. Somebody found it. James Boardman, son-in-law of Utah Governor Scott Matheson. Yeah.
Oh, the exotic food mistress found the story.
Good morning, Maggie. 1981.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. James Boardman sustained massive head injuries and lost his left arm in an accident at the Burbank airport.
That's why I was searching in Utah.
It was a twin-engine Cessna. He had arrived at the airport from Salt Lake City. Getting out of the plane, Boardman fell into the propeller of the airplane. Yeah. I don't know why that popped into my head.
Well, yeah, because what does that have to do with the brain on the sidewalk? Your mind just went there.
My mind just went there, which was weird. But then it bugged me because I couldn't remember the story exactly. But it was 1981, so
yeah,
my mind is a steel trap
from the early 80s.
Thank you for putting that to rest in my mind.
Let's see. Crash westbound I-215 State Street in Salt Lake. Center Lane is closed. Crash southbound Redwood Road 90th South. Crash westbound I-215 3rd West. And I'll check our message stream quickly. Don't see anything there. If you see something, though, you can text it to us, 33986. Come and make your mark in fondue history by trying the new cast iron grill cooking style available at the Melting Pot, locally owned and operated. Reservations at meltingpot.com/Salt Lake.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back with Bill Frost talking about what's on TV this week. Stand by. Hi, it's Carrie.
And me, Richie T.
These, we want to talk about our Xfinity service, but more importantly, the
Radio from Hell on X96. Follow us on Twitter at Radio from Hell.
All right, we got to do a contest here real quick.
X96 proud to announce Monster Jam Triple Threat Series. It's returning to Vivint Smart Home Arena January 4th through the 5th. It's the biggest, boldest head-to-head competition featuring Monster Jam trucks, speedsters, and ATVs. Opening night tickets start at just $15, and tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com. So listen every day this week for your chance to play Rider or Writer. That's Rider, R-I-D-E-R, or Writer, R-I-T-E-R. This is for a 4-pack of tickets and to qualify for the grand prize, which is VIP tickets, swag bags of Monster Jam Triple Threat Series merchandise. Get all the details at x96.com. So I'm going to give you a name.
Okay.
And you're going to text whether this person is a rider or a writer. So don't text the name of the person. Text whether you think they're a rider or a writer to 33986. The person's name is Jonathan Franzen. Jonathan Franzen.
I know.
Is that person a rider or a writer? Text it to 33986.
All right.
We're not going to be here in the studio Wednesday. I just realized.
Are we starting?
The road to the road home.
Oh, I thought it was next week.
No.
Oh.
It's Wednesday. Yeah. Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealers. Yep. We'll be at...
which one is it?
I'm looking right now. It is at... which one?
One in Murray. State Street and
Murray.
Murray.
It's
between 45th and 54th.
Larry Miller.
Is it on x96.com?
It is. Yeah. So start getting your stuff together for that. We will be at the Rocky Mountain Chevy Dealer on State Street, Larry H. Miller. I know exactly the one. It's right here. Let me give you the address. For Wednesday, it is Larry H. Miller Chevrolet. 5500 South State. Larry H. Miller Chevrolet.
Okay.
So start getting your donations ready for the road home, the homeless shelter.
Bill Frost is brought to you by Haster Games. They have the best selection of the latest board games, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, and more. It's a great place to stay and play. Remember, Haster has it, 6831 South State, and online at hastergames.com.
Well, here he is, Bill Frost. You can find all things Frost at billfrost.tv.
Yeah.
You can find his band stuff, Magda Vega. You can find his podcast, The TV Tan, and you can find his writings that he does for Slug Magazine.
You can find all that there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell us what's on TV right now.
Sure, yeah. Coming up tomorrow night on Netflix.
Nothing tonight?
Nothing tonight.
Really?
Well, I'm sure there's something on tonight.
There's Monday Night Football. You can watch that.
There's that, yeah.
I seen the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. That was
They
pretty
kind of set you up with that first vignette, don't you? Don't they?
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Very much darker from there.
Yeah, the Tom Waits is really good.
Yes.
That's really good.
Also on Netflix tomorrow night, Jeff Ross and Dave Attell have a comedy special together.
Together?
It's called Bumping Mics with Jeff Ross and Dave Attell. It's where
Okay.
they basically roast each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they have
that could
special
be good.
guests.
Because I like both of them.
Yeah, if you go to x96.com, there's a trailer there for this, and one of Dave Attell's best jokes in there is like, Jeff Ross says, "It looks like you've been working out," jokingly, and Dave Attell says, "Well, I used to work out, but I strained my back carrying the show."
Hi-oh.
So an hour of that.
Okay.
All right.
And a lot of special guests as well. And on Wednesday, fans of Vikings, I know you're out there. I know you don't have Game of Thrones, so you have this.
Okay.
You have Dollar Store Game of Thrones. It's Vikings.
Vikings.
Yes, on the History Channel. Season 5 resumes on Wednesday night on the History Channel. And we'll see what's become of the wrath of Ivar the Boneless.
What?
Yes.
Why doesn't he have any bones?
Ivar the Boneless.
The Boneless.
You're going to have to watch Vikings to
Can't-
find out.
That can't be real.
It's totally real.
Ivar the Boneless?
Yeah. I know it sounds like something you would see on Mystery Science Theater 3000, but
Yes.
no.
They carry him around in a sled? You're going to make me look,
I'm
aren't
just
you?
saying, yeah,
What,
you
Ivar the
look.
Boneless?
Yeah. You're going to look now, aren't you?
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not. I'm not going to look. I don't care.
Coming up on Thursday, On NBC, Lego Jurassic World: The Secret Exhibit, a prequel. This is
A
a Jurassic
prequel?
World prequel, yes.
Okay.
And it can't be worse than the movies.
It can't be.
No. And actually, it looks kind of fun. It's they're doing it at 2 parts around sports ball.
They do those. They've done those with Star Wars.
Yes.
And they're very funny.
I think the Lego versions are usually better
Mhm.
than the original. On Friday, Bill Burr.
I'm sorry.
What?
Ivar the Boneless. Did you find it?
Ivar's bonelessness was the result of a curse. His mother was Ragnar's 3rd wife. She said that she and her husband must wait 3 nights before consummating their marriage after his return following a long separation. However, Ragnar was overcome with lust after such a long separation and did not heed her words.
Yeah.
And as a result, Ivar was cursed, born with weak bones. So he's like Mr. Glass.
It's a tale as old as time, isn't it?
And speaking of Vikings,
I'm sorry, Daddy, but you're a very cutthroat businessman. And maybe worst of all, you engage in constant gratuitous animal testing.
Sir, as you requested, we had all the monkeys watch Vikings.
Do they like it? Do they think it's worth me putting in the time?
No, they didn't care for it.
Good. This is valuable information. Now have them watch Sarah Jessica Parker and Thomas Hayden Church in Divorce.
Sir, they've just watched 66 consecutive hours of Vikings.
Oh, so you want humans to watch Divorce? Because if monkeys don't, that's what has to happen.
All right.
I agree with all of that.
Okay.
On Friday on Netflix, Bill Burr's F is for Family animated comedy. 3rd season.
3rd season. I was going to ask you how many seasons.
I watched a little bit of the 1st season, and
it's amusing.
It's set in the 70s. It's before, Laura Dern, Justin Long, Sam Rockwell all provide voices for this show. It's basically another chance for Bill Burr to yell at you.
I'd provide a voice for it if they asked me.
Yeah. Bill already could yell at you as well.
Sure.
He'll do it freelance.
Yeah.
On Saturday Night Live, Claire Foy is your host.
No one will care.
I know.
Who is that?
Yeah,
That's my point.
Who is Claire
You've
Foy?
made my point.
She's British, isn't
She's
she?
the Crown, but
She's
people
on
that
The
watch
Crown?
the Crown don't watch Saturday Night Live. No one. This will be the lowest rated
Now they're
Saturday
gonna.
Night Live of the
You
season.
get yourself so worked up about things that nobody cares about.
And who knows? Maybe Claire Foy will surprise.
Maybe.
It'll be their highest rated Saturday Night Live of the season.
Who's a musical guest?
Anderson .Paak. He's
Again.
an R&B singer.
Wow.
No, what? At least if you're gonna have Claire Foy, you have Kanye or some
big name.
something.
Well, I don't think Kanye's invited back.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
After being dressed as a bottle of water. God, that was ridiculous. Don't ever call him a genius. Ever. All right.
Sunday on the Sci-Fi Channel, beginning of a new series from George R.R. Martin, based on a novella called Night Flyers.
Oh, yeah.
It looks interesting.
Yeah, it's another, we're exploring space to find habitable space for humans because we screwed up first. Habitable.
Oh, habitable.
Yeah.
Habitable. I thought you said habitable.
Habitable.
The first 5 minutes of
Utah.
it are available on YouTube right now. You can watch.
What? No, who's showing this?
Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi Channel, yeah. It's a 10-episode series. We're journeying to the edge of the solar system and to the edge of sanity.
Night Flyers?
Night Flyers, yes. And the only name I recognized in this show is Gretchen Mol.
Hmm.
The rest of the
She was the
actors-
Claire Foy of her day.
She's a Claire Foy of the 90s.
She was going to be the next big thing.
That's what I'm
She
saying.
was going to be the next Claire Foy.
Claire Foy is the next big thing in Britain.
Yeah. Yeah, Gina.
Okay, I'm sure I'm wrong.
Sure, yeah.
I'm sure you are.
And that's everything new that's going on this week.
Oh, she's the new girl with the dragon tattoo.
Again, a terrible movie nobody's seen.
That's why.
If Claire Foy runs for president, she'll never win.
Shut up.
And like Carrie, I did watch all of the new Mystery Science Theater 3000 episodes.
I got through all 6 of them.
I really still can't believe that Mac and Me was a major motion picture release.
Here's the thing.
Back in the 80s.
I never saw Mac and Me until I just watched it this weekend.
How terrible is it?
It is so bad.
Is it?
I mean, it was being sold as the next ET.
Yeah.
And I believe
It was
McDonald's.
Universal Studios. It was a big deal.
And McDonald's did some funding on it too,
Yeah.
didn't they? Because there was product.
I don't know where the money
everywhere.
went.
Yeah.
All through it, It was just, I can't believe what a horrible movie that is.
The money went into executives' tax
Yes,
shelters.
exactly.
That's where it went.
All of the movies that they showed this time were just different degrees of bad. I mean, that Atlantic Rim.
Yeah.
Oh, that was just terrible. But the most fascinating one was Killer Fish, which was Lee Majors.
Oh.
He not only starred in it,
I think it was post $6 Million Man.
but he produced it along with Farrah.
Oh, was she in it?
No, Barbara Bach was.
Barbara Bach.
It was so bad. They were all just so bad.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it was so fun to watch.
And The Daytime Ended.
The Daytime Ended was just terrible.
The movie that never ends.
Oh man, you need to watch these. The movies are so bad, but the riffing is really funny.
Oh yeah,
they did a great job. Anything else? That's it.
That's it.
That's
far
good
as new
enough.
stuff for the week. Yeah,
That's good. Yeah, and don't watch all 6 of those in a row. Whatever you do.
Like you did. Like I did.
I did not. I
did.
took a break. I watched 2 a day, and got them done.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Bill Frost. Traffic.
See, there's 2 different crashes people are dealing with. I-215 between Union Park and I-15. One is near State Street. The other is on the transition ramp to go northbound I-15. So that is a bad area right now, but it's the only major issue we're having. Unless you see something else you want to share with people, go to 33986 via text if you would like to share it. Go to Hale, Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating and Air for a $49 furnace tune-up, which includes 19-point safety inspection. Scott Hale, amazingly different, surprisingly better, scotthale.com.
Quick TV question for Bill Frost. Do you know where we can watch the Schitt's Creek Christmas special?
Oh, I didn't know there was one.
I will find an answer for you.
I was going to mention that show, Schitt's Creek. I find it to be the most delightful, just sort of, if you need something to watch, and it doesn't matter where you can just jump in any place. You don't need to watch it in order.
You might as well.
Most people think of it as a Netflix show, but it's not. It's
not.
Pop TV.
Yeah, and it's a Canadian. It's a Canadian production,
Yes.
and it is just absolutely charming.
I will
Delightful,
find out,
wonderful.
I will find out where you non-cable people. I'm guessing that's who's asking.
I guess.
Probably.
They're probably watching it on Netflix, is
Yes.
my guess.
All right, we've got Boehner's round 2 coming up. Here are your candidates. Boehner candidate number 1, you call me Mr. Fails. Boehner candidate number 2, he looks like a grown-ass man. And Boehner candidate number 3, the police should check for crack cocaine, too.
All right, so we got round 2 of your boners, big boy news, all coming up. Pop TV December 19th, but we don't know where else yet.
I don't know where Pop TV is.
It's deep in your cable lineup.
It is there
Yes,
somewhere?
It is
So
there,
then just
yes.
put Schitt's Creek in your
search, and good luck.
And that's SCH.
Yes.
So Big O Tires, the team you trust, their their Black Friday sale ends today. So you can get $150 off Michelin or BF Goodrich tires, or buy 3, get 1 free on select sets of tires, or get snow tires for $49.95, starting at just $49.95.
If you don't have snow tires, I think you'll be surprised how much better control you have when you have them on your car. I love my snow tires.
Big O is more than just tires, though. You can go in for oil changes or alignments or shocks or struts or batteries or wipers and all of that stuff. And they have no credit needed financing, so no matter what your budget or no matter what your situation, they can get things tailored for you. 40 locations along the Wasatch Front, so you'll find one very close to you. I can guarantee it. BigOTires.com. They are the team you trust. BigOTires.com for a location near you.
The holidays are a time of family, a time of appreciating those you love. It's also a time to remember those who aren't as fortunate. Tonight, thousands of men, women, and children in Utah are experiencing homelessness. X96 and the Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers invite you to help provide basic necessities to people who could use a helping hand. The road homes, emergency shelters, and housing programs are in dire need of blankets, coats, boots, hats, and gloves. Donations can be made at any Rocky Mountain Chevy dealer. And join X96 on December 20th and 21st for the Road Home Mediathon.
Okay, I need you to help me with something.
What?
So I'm leaving today for my spring break trip.
Yeah, I was going to ask you some stuff about that.
Going to Maui.
Wow.
And part of what we're going to do there, we're going to go to Molokini, which is supposedly one of the best snorkeling places in the world. Richie is thumbs up. Have you done this, Richie? Will you come in here then?
And so, what? Why will you do that? Because you won't.
Well,
use
so
snorkeling.
here's the
This does
thing.
not sound like something
here's
that
the
you
thing.
will do.
So here's the thing.
Now, is this just you and your husband?
No, the kids are going too. The little kids.
The kids are going to ruin it.
Festus
Yeah,
is.
they will.
Festus is staying home, but the little kids are coming.
One of them will get sick. One of them will.
And so we're going to stay at the same hotel where Joe and I got married.
The Goose Crap Hotel.
They were swans.
The Swan Crap Hotel.
Okay.
That makes it better.
And now, when we were there and then we went on our honeymoon, Joe said, "Let's go snorkeling." I don't know if you guys remember this story.
We actually played it on Best of this
Did
last.
we?
No, I'm just teasing.
But
Maybe.
you guys had the flu or something. Didn't
Well,
you?
there was that, but then we said we're going to do stuff. So we went and rented. I'd never been snorkeling.
Oh, facing the water. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Went, and he just took me to some beach, okay, we're just going to go snorkel. And I got in the water and I put my face in the water and I felt like I was dying and I came out and it lasted 5 minutes.
And why at that point, I wonder, and I should ask him, why didn't he just look at you and go, I've made a huge mistake
Because
getting
in
married
my
to you."
mind, snorkeling, it's this tranquil
Well,
pool.
it can be.
Well, and I'm told that's what Molokini is like because it's like a crater, so
probably,
it kind of protects from.
A
There's
little
not
bit,
big
so you're-
waves coming.
Yeah. There's not a lot of waves like that. No.
So
here's what's going to happen. You, let's see, so Joe and Jonesy and Muhammad are going to be out there snorkeling, and then they'll come back up to the beach and say, "Mom, you really should come out here. There's so many beautiful fish to look at." And you'll, well,
so of course
I'm reading in style.
So of course I googled Molokini sharks just
Of course you
because.
There's some out there.
Just because
There
I'm.
probably are some, but
Because there's
Did you-
beautiful fish to eat.
Did
No.
you see some?
We didn't see any sharks, no.
You know what, Gina? If there, at least. I think 6 times a year people are dragged off by sharks at Molokini.
Don't
at least
say
6,
that.
At least 6 times.
Yeah,
a year.
why they let people go there? I don't know.
Okay, Jaws really screwed me up. And I'm not even talking about the movie. I read the book and then saw the movie, so I have double stuff with sharks, and I'm petrified. I don't even like pools that I can't see the bottom of because there could be a shark down there.
Is Molokini like the one that we went to in Honolulu?
Hanama Bay.
Hanama Bay.
No, so
Hanama
Molokini-
Bay is like a fish preserve, and so they have like a fencing kind of thing that keeps the sharks out.
Yeah.
Is
No.
Molokini like
no,
that?
no.
All
It's,
right.
it's just a little landmass, and you can't actually even go onto Molokini. You have to charter out there.
Right,
and
we're
then
on a
you
boat
just,
and-
you just
yeah.
go from the boat into the water, back on the boat
Oh,
again. They
that's
don't let
gonna-
you on the land.
Oh, that's going to be bad for you.
Yeah.
I said I needed your help.
So what's your question? What do you need help on?
Here's here's the help I can give you. Make sure that they have snacks on the boat.
There's drinks. All of them. All the charters will have alcoholic
Yeah.
beverages.
Yeah, so have a white wine spritzer, and a bag of Raisinets, or it's some chips or something, and don't worry about it because you won't get in the water.
us. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
All right, 8:20 right now. Time for round 2 of your boner voting. 3 news stories that are examples of bad, stupid, or funny human behavior. You will decide with your vote of these 3 candidates which one is the worst, which one deserves to go forward to boner fight and possibly become boner of the day. See, if it wins here, it has to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. We did that an hour ago. We'll throw them both into the Boner Dome at 9:20 for boner fight. That's when you'll decide boner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2 now. 2 candidates now, a third after the news. Once you've heard all 3, then you'll vote. One of you lucky random boner voters will receive.
I can't buy it, gotta win it. Radio from Hell boner t-shirt courtesy of Excel Automotive Repair, Radio from Hell's official auto mechanics. Don't buy a lemon. Try Excel Automotive's $50 bumper-to-bumper used car check over before you buy. Limit 2 cars per $50.
This boner candidate number 1. You call me Mr. Fails. Deputies arrested a man in Naples, Florida, who 2 times, drove a stolen car to a pawn shop to sell stolen merchandise. Earlier this month, a family member stopped by the victim's seasonal house in East Naples while they were away. When they arrived, they noticed a red 2015 Hyundai was missing, along with a 32-inch TV and other items. An investigation by Collier County Sheriff's Office led them to Capitol Pawn, roughly a 5-minute drive down the street, where surveillance footage showed the TV being sold for $50. That was 5 days before anybody noticed it was gone. Deputies believe the man who stole and sold the TV was Bobby Fails, who drove to the pawn shop in the stolen Hyundai.
Well, how else are you going to get the TV there?
Law enforcement placed a hold on the television, and several days later, they caught a break. Mr. Fails, call him Mr. Fails, please, returned to Capitol Pawn, driving the stolen Hyundai on Friday. The shop quickly called the sheriff's office to let them know that Mr. Fails had returned. When deputies arrived, Mr. Fails was placed under arrest, but not until after he told them that he was pawning the items for a friend because I got a big heart, officer. I'm doing it for a friend. I have a big heart.
Well, then.
Mr. Fails was arrested and booked on charges of grand theft auto and defrauding a pawnbroker and dealing in stolen property. I got a big heart. Just call me Mr. Fails. Boner candidate number 1. Boner candidate number 2. Hey, he looks like a grown-ass man. All a 30-something-year-old man had to do to convince a British school administrator that he belonged in an 11th grade classroom was shave off his beard and don a uniform. The unidentified man, known only as Slavish, played a 15-year-old schoolboy for 6 weeks.
This is a 21 Jump Street situation.
It is.
There's no way that anybody thought that person was 15.
At Stoke High School in Ipswich, England.
Jeez.
Perceptive students seemed to immediately sense that something was amiss.
Wait a minute.
When they noticed the 6'1" man sitting beside them.
Hello, youngsters.
Hello, fellow teens.
Yes.
How is there a 30-year-old man in our math class? A teen student wrote, alongside a picture of the new classmate he posted to Snapchat.
Yeah, that's
Other students soon began sharing images, seemingly pulled from the man's Facebook account, showing him with the kind of facial hair few teenage boys could manage, a hairy chest, and taking swigs from a beer. The man's Facebook profile appeared to show that he'd been an architecture student at the Islamic Azad University in Abadan, Iran, before living in Erfurt, Germany. But when parents complained to school officials, they were scolded for being bullies and racist and were threatened with legal action, they said. I went in to complain, but I was fobbed off, a dad of 2 of the girls at the school said. They were deluded and seemed more worried about how the bloke might feel. One mother said heads needed to roll and that parents won't rest until they get an explanation about what happened. It's a massive safeguarding issue to have a man whose background is not known in a class full of youngsters. He had chest hair and the body of a man. Following an investigation, Ormiston Academics Trust, which runs Stoke High, said the apparent asylum seeker from Iran has been expelled. The school previously said it followed government and local authority policies and guidance as we do for any asylum's admission matter. The man will now be treated as an adult asylum seeker. Boehner, candidate number 1, he looks like a grown-ass man. Coming up in a moment, Boehner candidate number 3, you know, the police should check for crack cocaine, too.
All right. Boehner candidate number 3 for round 2, coming up after this big boy news and Opinioendo, brought to you by
Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating, and Air is partnering with X96 to give you a chance to heat things up this winter for someone. They're giving away a brand new Lennox furnace to the most deserving family in Utah, but we need your help deciding. So go to x96.com. Tell us who you think is the most deserving of a brand new furnace from Scott Hale.
I haven't seen this Axios program on HBO, but I guess it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
kind of a news magazine series.
Elon Musk was on. He's 47 years old, and he says he thinks there's about a 70% chance that he will live to ride one of his own SpaceX rockets to Mars. I know exactly what to do, he said. I'm talking about moving there.
Moving there?
Yeah.
Okay.
What he said, he shrugged off the objection that a Mars voyage could be an escape hatch for the rich for problems on this planet.
Well.
Your probability of dying on Mars is much higher than on Earth. Really, the ad for going to Mars would be like Sir Ernest Shackleton's supposed ad for going to the Antarctic in the 20th century, he said. It's going to be hard. There's a good chance of death going in a little can through deep space. But he says, so you know, not much time for leisure, and even after doing all of this, it's a very harsh environment, so there's a good chance that you'll just die there.
Okay.
But we think you can come back, but we're not really sure.
And there will be people that are like, okay.
Well, off you go then, Elon.
He said there's lots of people who climb mountains. People do die on Mount Everest all of the time. But it'll be a challenge, and I'll go. And he rejects the claim that it's an escape hatch for rich people. He says it's not. We're not doing this. It'll just be rich people who are going to be able to get off the Earth and as the Earth dies. Well, that's not what we're doing.
It's not like the Hamptons.
Yeah. Let's see. 18-year-old Skylar Rower is facing 20 felony charges related to stealing financial cards from vehicles in Davis County. According to a probable cause statement, a Davis County officer was sent to an area to respond to a call of 3 people looking into vehicles. When the officer arrived, he noticed Ms. Rohrer walking away from the area with a heavy layer of clothing and a backpack. That matched the description of one of the people from the call made to police. The officer stopped her and asked her what she was doing. According to the officer, she was unable to name the city that she was currently in.
Wow.
Do you know what city you're in? No.
Well, they all kind of run together in Davis County.
The officer detained her, took her to the area where the complaint was dispatched, where one male was matching the description in the initial call was also being detained. The probable cause statement says the male and Rohrer had stolen items with them, including wallets. Well, they had stolen items with them, including wallets, government IDs, and financial cards, credit cards. The officer inventoried the items, and they matched things people typically have in their cars, such as charging cords, GPS systems, cell phones, cigarettes. So they've been going around stealing anything they could get from people's cars. You should,
you don't leave stuff in your car.
And lock your cars. Apparently they weren't, they would, I don't think they were even breaking into the cars. They were just opening car doors.
But if you leave a backpack in your car, even if it's just your gym clothes, they don't know that.
They don't know that. That's the rule. Anything of perceived value, if it looks like it has a value to someone, don't leave it in your car.
Yeah. It's getting really hard to work in here right now, isn't it?
Why?
That smell?
I haven't noticed yet.
I haven't noticed? Coming from downstairs.
Are you having a stroke?
No.
Smell toast?
Is it toast?
No, but I'm tasting copper. Is that? No, it's coming from downstairs, the restaurant. Cindy Hyde Smith.
Oh, is it churros?
I don't know what
Cindy
it
Hyde's
is.
No, it's
Or is it coming
churros.
from out? Oh, that's.
Are they making churros out
Yeah, I
there?
think
Can I
so.
get a churro?
I don't know.
Why not?
Cindy Hyde Smith, the Republican Mississippi senator who made comments condoning public hangings, attended a segregated school when she was younger. The Jackson Free Press reported Friday.
They have those?
After unearthing, well, it was a private school, I believe, unearthing a 1975 yearbook photo. The school, Lawrence County Academy, was set up for white parents to avoid sending their children to a school with black children, according to the Free Press. Many such schools, dubbed segregation academies, were created in the South following desegregation as inexpensive private educational options. Hyde Smith is identified in a caption beneath the yearbook photograph, which shows a row of cheerleaders smiling as they lie on the ground, propped up on their elbows, as a girl dressed in what seems to be Civil War-era regalia stands in the center holding an apparent Confederate flag.
Well,
Lawrence County Academy was established in 1970, 1 year after the U.S. Supreme Court ordered Mississippi to desegregate its schools. For 15 years after desegregation became the law of the land, Mississippi dragged its feet on integrating black and white students. A former student who provided the photo to the newspaper said she realized at the time that her parents sent her to Lawrence County Academy to avoid interactions with black students. Segregation was not openly acknowledged at the school, she said. Hyde Smith sent her daughter to a similar school, Brookhaven Academy, which is nearly all white despite being located in a majority black town.
And regardless of any of this news, she'll probably be reelected tomorrow.
By the way, the Major League Baseball has asked the campaign of Senator Cindy Hyde Smith to return a $5,000 donation that ESPN reported on Sunday. A Major League Baseball spokesperson told an ESPN reporter the donation was made in connection with an event league lobbyists were asked to attend. The league has requested that the contribution be returned.
They're not the first to ask for the money back.
The money was given the campaign through the league's political action committee that operates under the commissioner's office. Hyde Smith's campaign did not immediately return a request for comment. Other major organizations, including Walmart, AT&T, Leidos, Union Pacific, and Boston Scientific have made similar requests for the return of donations from the lawmaker's campaign after reports surfaced that she recently made a joke about attending a hypothetical public hanging. Donald Trump...
We put out a statement, and we stand by that statement.
Donald Trump has tweeted support for Senator Hyde Smith and is going to Mississippi to campaign for her today. I'm going to Gulfport and to Tupelo on Monday to rallies for Senator Hyde Smith, who has a very important election on Tuesday. She's an outstanding person. She's very strong on the border, on crime, military, our great vets, health care, and the second A, needed in D.C.
Is he just too lazy to tweet whole words anymore?
I'm President T. Jim Carrey admits that he leads an isolated life.
Yep.
Well, he's
a weirdo.
Nutso.
But I heard a very long interview with him, or listened to a very long interview with him yesterday at the New Yorker, or the New York Magazine festival, and he was really articulate. He was very articulate and very interesting and entertaining, but he did have a sort of sadness about him that was kind of interesting. But he says, "You can describe my home life as isolated. I spend a lot of time by myself. I like being by myself, so that's okay, but I do enjoy it." He says he's been married. He's been married twice. He says he's trying to find someone to date, but it's difficult.
You got to leave your house, Jim.
I love to read. I enjoy painting and working on sculptures, and I do date from time to time. I just didn't want to be in show business anymore for a while, but I like doing my new show, Kidding. I'm very happy with it, very proud of it, excited to be doing a second season.
It's quite good.
It is really good.
But if you go on Netflix and watch that documentary, is it called Jim and Andy?
Yes.
It's the footage of him while they're making the Andy Kaufman, biopic, Man in the Moon. And he's insane. He's not right.
He didn't seem insane in this interview.
Yeah.
He might have been pretty off. I've heard he was very off when he was making that.
Well, just them talking to him as they're making the documentary, not back then during the filming, but they did some current stuff talking to him about it. He's not right.
Yeah, although, like I say in this interview, he sounded very, very sane.
All right, I'm wrong. Sports, weather, traffic.
I'm just saying in this interview, he sounded sane.
All right.
Go Utes. That's the only sport you need. What are you asking me about other things for? That's the important one.
I didn't ask you about it. I just said sports.
Nobody asked you. You didn't say anything about that.
It's cold. It's 25 right now.
I think you don't sound right.
I'm right. It will warm up, if you can call it that, to 41 today, so not terribly warm. Crash, I-15 northbound approaching 53rd South and Murray. Looks like a police officer involved in that accident. Let's see, we also have a couple of accidents that are affecting traffic. I-215 between Union Park and I-15. One crash is near State Street. The other one is on the transition ramp to go northbound I-15. That's traffic.
All right.
Here's Boehner candidate number 3. The police should check for crack cocaine, too. A man who laughed at police after they found no drugs in his pocket was later found to have hidden a bag of cocaine in his penis. After a strip search, Newcastle man James Mason told officers, "F off. You're not searching me," before saying, "Ha ha ha, I had this on me all the time."
You missed it.
Yep, that's what he did.
Oh, he didn't think to look there.
You didn't look here.
Stupid.
The 21-year-old was arrested for being drunk and disorderly after swearing at the police one too many times after an incident at a student accommodation, I guess a student housing facility. But on the way to the police station, officers witnessed Mr. Mason fiddling with his socks before putting his hands down his pants. When they reached the station, police demanded that he be strip searched. Mason then removed his trousers, pulled back his foreskin.
Yeah, ooh, jeez.
They pulled it back and found a white bag of powder.
Okay.
The defendant was asked what it was, and he said, "Cocaine."
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Mason was fined 120 pounds, this is in Britain, after he admitted possession of a Class A drug and being drunk and disorderly in a public place. Magistrates said they had rarely seen such an example of foolish adolescent behavior. He was also ordered to pay 85 pounds costs and 30 pounds victim surcharge. Social media users poked fun at Mr. Mason, with one saying, "Did they also think to check and see if he had any crack cocaine?"
Hi-oh.
Boehner candidate number 3. The police should check for crack cocaine, too.
Let's review the first 2 and vote.
Boehner candidate number 1. Call me Mr. Fails. A Florida man arrested after twice driving a stolen car to pawn stolen items. Boehner candidate number 2. He looks like a grown-ass man. A 30-year-old asylum seeker convinced the school that he was 15 years old somehow. The students, however, were smarter than the school officials. And Boehner candidate number 3. The police should check for crack cocaine, too.
All right, this is round 2. You've got to decide. Of these 3 candidates, which one is the worst? Which one deserves to go forward to Boehner fight and possibly become Boehner of the day? See, if it wins here, it's just the winner of round 2. That's all well and good, but you're not Boehner of the day yet. You'll have to defeat the winner of round 1's voting. That was an hour ago. But we'll throw them both into the Boehner Dome at 9:20, and that's when you'll decide Boehner of the day. So pick your champion for round 2 now. 1, 2, or 3. Remember the candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. We only need that single digit in the message. The computer counts it for us. Or you can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boehner Voting November 26. And vote there. You've only got 300 seconds, though. Let's go. This is round 2.
When Carrie, Bill, and Gina run out of things to bitch about, we give you a 1-hour nonstop music wingding at 10 a.m. on X96.
It is the 23rd century. Humans have left the lowly confines of planet Earth and have sought their destiny among the stars. While many things have changed, one constant remains: the need for young men to venture forth and do the work of the Lord. This is the tale of two such men who at the age of 19 have answered the call of their general authorities and are embarking on a 2-year mission to spread the gospel throughout the galaxy. This is the story of Space Elders! Today, we find Butch and Lehigh on Starbase 182 around lunchtime.
Hey, Lehigh, what's up? You haven't been yourself lately. You seem a little under the weather. Here, I replicated you some lunch. This should put you back on your feet at your favorite.
Oh, plomeek soup?
No, macaroni and cheese with little hot dog bits in it. Man, you are sick. I'm taking you to the sick bay.
Are you sure that would be the logical thing to do?
Huh? Come on!
Very interesting.
What is it, Doc? What's wrong with Lehigh?
Elder Christiansen here is suffering from plateau.
Plateau? What on earth is that?
Not plateau, plateau.
Oh.
The blood fever. It's not of Earth, my dear Butch. It's a Vulcan disorder. Lehigh here is in the early stages of Ponfar.
But Doc, look at my companion. I mean, his ears aren't pointy. The blood sample you took from him was red, not green. He's not a Vulcan.
Have the two of you come in contact with any Vulcans recently?
Well, we met with that nice Ambassador Spock fella.
Was there anything unusual about this meeting?
No, we talked for a while. He mind melded with Lehigh and then sent us packing like everybody else.
Mind melded with a Vulcan? Oh, dear.
Well, he said it would be the fastest way for us to tell him about the gospel.
Now, what's this got to do with Lehigh losing his appetite and then resetting the environmental controls in our apartment up to Moab standard temperatures?
Ponfar is the Vulcan mating ritual. Unless the individual who's suffering from the blood fever gets to Vulcan in time, he will die.
I still don't understand how Lehigh contracted this blood fever thing anyway.
The Vulcan who did the mind meld must have transferred it into the Lehigh's mind during the meld. No matter how he contracted it, you must get to Vulcan within the next 72 hours or your companion will be dead.
Okay, Vulcan it is. Come on, Lehigh, we better get going.
But Vulcan isn't in our Tracton area. We're not supposed to go outside of this quadrant. You know the rules. Zone Leader Hansen would never approve of us making a personal visit to Vulcan.
Oh, to heck with Hansen. They can send us both home if they want to. I just want to make sure you go home breathing.
Will our elders get to Vulcan in time to save Lehigh? Will Zone Leader Hansen get them sent home for leaving the quadrant? Will Ambassador Spock apologize for giving Lehigh plateau? What is exactly in plomeek soup anyway? Tune in next time to hear Butch say,
Hold on, Lehigh. Just a couple more hours and we'll be on Vulcan.
Butch, wouldn't it be more logical to reduce our speed to warp 6 in order to make the best possible speed while reducing the stress on the dilithium crystals?
Oh.
On the next mind-melding episode of Space Elders!
And we'll get to some geek news right after we award round 2 of the Boners.
And round 2 of the Boner voting is brought to you in
totally
by chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, I love chocolate chip.
So number 1 was call me Mr. Fails. Florida man arrested after twice driving a stolen car to pawn stolen items, which he said, I'm doing this for a friend. I have a big heart. Boner candidate number 2, he looks like a grown-ass man. The school officials, they thought he looked enough like a 15-year-old that they admitted him to the school, but the students, they weren't fooled. They knew he looked like a 30-year-old man, not a 15-year-old. And Boner candidate number 3, the police should check for crack cocaine, too. A man, maybe he would have gotten away with hiding this cocaine, this bag of cocaine in his foreskin. But he taunted the police. Yeah, you didn't find this, did you? I hid it. So they strip searched him and found it.
Regarding this candidate, Brett in the chat room wonders, wait, how many times is not too many times to swear at the cops? Okay.
There's a limit?
Well, it's England.
Oh, it's England.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Let's see. Who won it? It doesn't.
No?
Somebody won something.
The Boner t-shirt?
Yeah, somebody, but it doesn't say.
Oh.
And the winner is Boner candidate number 3. The police should check for crack cocaine, too.
All right, it's 2 interesting candidates going into the Boner Dome at 9:20 to decide who is Boner of the Day. So be here and vote when we do it. Is this sponsored, Gina?
Carrie, it's always sponsored by Cabin Fever.
I don't want to take that for granted.
Don't chastise him.
It's it's so much more than a geek store. Located in the heart of Trolley Square, 5th South, 7th East, Cabin Fever, so much more than a geek store.
All right. Brand new episode of GeekShowPodcast.com available now. Name of the episode is Mary's Poppins. Let's see. So, over the weekend, Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I saw it.
You did see it?
Oh, yeah.
How was it?
Really good.
Was it funny?
The princesses, all the Disney... I'm kind of surprised Disney was okay with... Because they make fun of them.
I think they're starting to lighten up about stuff like that.
But very, very funny. I enjoyed it.
It topped the Wednesday through Sunday chart with the hefty 84.5 million. That is the second best opening of all time for that 5-day corridor.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The last one that did it was Frozen. With $93.6 million.
Yeah, go see it. There's lots of little Easter eggs and funny little things.
They said that Ralph would have done better if it wasn't for Creed 2, which also did very well. But the thing that everybody was talking about all weekend was this Lion King trailer.
Oh,
the live action version?
It's just like the Jungle Book.
Yeah, but it's... But the thing about it is that if you watch it, go on YouTube and look for the side-by-side comparison of the scenes from the classic animated and this one. And they're
is our kingdom.
And they're just absolute copies.
And it's James Earl Jones again?
Mm-hmm.
Rises and falls like the sun. One day, the sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
But everybody was talking about this trailer, and they are all very excited about it. And I'm just kind of, okay.
Just thinking 20 years, they'll get a live-action Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Childish Gambino is Simba.
Yes. But, yeah, the thing about this trailer is that it also set a record. The trailer made its debut on Thanksgiving Day. Disney is thanking the entire Pride, get it, for making it their second most viewed trailer debut from any studio in 24 hours. The last trailer to do that, Infinity War. So it's all about Disney. It's all about Disney.
Did you see the Jungle Book one? Because this is Jon Favreau that did. I was pleasantly surprised with the Jungle Book one. This live sort of animation-y thing, he does it really, really well.
No, I mean, I'll see it. I'll see it. But boy, everybody, 95% of the tweets I saw about it were excited, and then there were that 5% going, eh. I'm like, I mean, I'm not even in that camp. You know, I'm in between. Wait and see. Maybe it'll be good. You know,
it's just a show.
It's just a show.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a fun little story because last week we had the Once Upon a Deadpool trailer that came out. And, of course, the plot device there is that Deadpool kidnaps Fred Savage, recreates his bedroom from The Princess Bride, even makes him wear the Bears jersey, and reads him a PG-13 version of Deadpool 2. That's the thing. But this is a meta twist worthy of Deadpool himself. The plot of the upcoming Once Upon a Deadpool may not have come from Ryan Reynolds or his writers, Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick. It may have come from a seemingly random tweet dated December 2017. That's when a New York-based writer and artist, Michael Vincent Bramley, posted the following. He tweeted it at Ryan Reynolds. If Marvel forces you to make a PG-13 Deadpool, just copy the framing device from The Princess Bride and have Deadpool censoring it for Fred Savage as a bedtime story. A kidnapped adult Fred Savage.
Really?
There, I fixed it.
Does this guy get a cut?
Now, we don't know when specifically Reynolds and his Deadpool 2 co-writers had the idea for it, but talking to Slash Film recently, Wernick, one of the writers, recalled that Reynolds came up with it. He said, after Deadpool 2 came out and we were all sitting around, we came to it less about the idea of let's make a PG-13 movie and more let's talk a little bit about Deadpool. We were kicking around some ideas, and then I think it was Ryan who had the great framing device, and we all got excited and went to the studio. In that interview, he implied the conversation happened relatively close to when the filming of the Fred Savage scenes took place, and roughly puts that in the time frame of July/August 2018. All of which suggests that the idea for Once Upon a Deadpool came well after Bramley's tweet in December of 2017. So they got a hold of this guy, and he says, I mean, maybe Ryan Reynolds had the idea first, but it's eerie how I didn't get a single detail wrong in my summary.
Does he want money?
Is it plagiarism? I hope not. I love Ryan Reynolds. Can I at least get some premiere tickets? He does not. He's not entitled to any money because he doesn't own any of the IP, as they say. But it's just kind of interesting. And I'm not saying that Ryan Reynolds...
It could even been that Ryan Reynolds read that and forgot about it.
It could be.
Then...
Well, it's also entirely possible that, I mean...
That's pretty specific, though. That's a pretty specific plot device.
It happens.
It can happen.
It happens.
But there you go.
Give him a ticket.
Margot, yeah, at least give him a ticket. Margot Robbie has revealed the entire title of the Birds of Prey movie.
Tell me what Birds of Prey is.
Okay, so it's Harley Quinn.
Okay.
It's also the Huntress.
Okay.
And Black Canary. Those three super heroines going up against the Black Mask, Ewan McGregor. Okay. So, but the entire title of this movie is Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Whoa.
It's never going to fit on a marquee.
Some are saying that they're maybe riffing on the whole Birdman or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance title. But I need to start memorizing this now. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That will not fit.
Fantabulous isn't even a word.
You going to tell Harley Quinn that?
No.
It is in Australia.
They tried to do this as a TV series a long time ago.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
Didn't work. But, well, you didn't have Harley Quinn at the time.
No.
So, there you go.
Crash southbound State Street approaching 27th South in South Salt Lake. A school bus is involved, and police have the two right lanes blocked. Crash I-15 northbound approaching 53rd South in Murray. And two incidents in the I-215 Union Park area. One near State Street, the other on the transition ramp to go northbound I-15. That's traffic.
All right. We do have a Boehner fight coming up. Stand by for that. And we've got an RSL jersey giveaway. coming up.
We'll have a keyword for you for that.
Stand by for that. First, Hoops Vision Correction.
Smile. The holidays are here. The smile procedure.
Oh,
Vision.
that's what you mean. Okay.
Now, we, family, friends, most of our family and friends have done this, but so you should get your family and friends involved in Hoops Vision as well. Hoops Vision Correction, they have options which will fit your lifestyle and your budget. You've heard of LASIK, but have you heard of Smile? Hoops Vision, always in the forefront of laser vision correction, was the first in Utah to perform the Smile procedure, an FDA-approved alternative to LASIK. If you've been told you're not a candidate for LASIK, Smile could be right for you. Call Hoops Vision at 877-305-2745 to find out. Use your FSA and HSA year-end dollars to help pay for it, and you'll be smiling all season long. Now, call 877-305-2745. That's 877-305-2745, or go to hoopsvision.com to learn more. They're giving you another reason to smile.
Radio from Hell has a new podcast.
It's the Radio from Hell Best of.
because on this day.
In 1976, the Sex Pistols released their debut single, Anarchy in the UK. There you go. We have a giveaway.
Yes, what do we have?
We've got Real Salt Lake and Utah Royals FC Team Store, which is a block away from us right here on Broadway, has extended their 40% off through Cyber Monday. If you go into the Team Store downtown, that's 55 East Broadway, and at the Rio Tinto Stadium located at 9256 South State Street for your chance to get 40% off all merch. Act fast before it's all gone. For Cyber Monday, X96 is giving away a couple of RSL jerseys, and the way we're doing that is giving you a keyword. It's jersey. Jersey, jersey. Text that to 33986.
We've got this great contest coming up. We've been working on this. We think the word should be...
Well, we didn't want to make it too complicated, which we tend to do here in this building. Yeah, jersey, and you can text as many times as you would like.
Okay.
Normally we do like a 3 times to enter to win. You can text as many times as you would like. 2 different people will get a jersey voucher, which means that then you can take it to the team store and get one that fits you and is your size. And if you want the Utah Royals instead of Real Salt Lake, you can do that. And then you mentioned it, but it's worth hitting it again. Both the team store here on 300 South and the one at Rio Tinto today, 40% off.
Off everything. So do some Christmas shopping.
Yeah, try on those jerseys, I suggest. Because you may think, well, I'm an XL.
Yeah,
No.
they fit you a little.
They fit a little weird.
And besides, you want them to be 3 times the size that you should be wearing.
You do.
You want them to be huge.
You want a really big one.
Yeah.
And so when they got us ours, I said XL. And
is it way too big?
Just,
Is that
no, it's too small.
Too
It just
small?
doesn't-
Well, soccer players are built differently.
And
than we are.
you want them to be way too big.
Is that why you guys both have them on your chairs?
Yeah, it just doesn't fit me.
Well, mine is just I don't wear them.
I do.
It's on my chair.
I have a Royals one and a Real Salt Lake.
And mine is on my chair because I want people to know where I sit.
No, see, I don't want people to know where I sit.
Well, they won't.
I try to hide.
They won't anyway because you're never there.
That's not true. It's Cyber Monday. I'm staying at work late today.
Yeah, 3, 4.
Because this is a better computer to work
Yeah.
order stuff with. Yeah. So,
oh boy.
Now is Nick here? He was in the hospital.
Yeah, he was in the
I wanted to know if
hospital.
he was okay.
I think he's planning on coming in and talking to you guys in a little bit, like around 9:30 after we award the Boehner of the day.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Because it's more of a story than just
Because
I happen to be in the ER.
Okay, because I have the theory that he was hospitalized for foolishness.
I didn't know that was an ailment.
It is for Nick. He's got a serious case of foolishness.
He's fine.
Did you have any other Thanksgiving stuff?
I found out I have to get a hearing aid.
What?
In my right ear.
You really do?
Yep. I've got moderate to mild hearing loss in my right ear.
Caused by what?
You guys remember a couple
somebody
years
box
ago?
your ears?
No. Remember a couple years ago, I had to have my eardrum replaced? Well, they did that, and it didn't take. My eardrum didn't want it. Said, that's not an eardrum. And said,
Kicked it out? Did you
said,
find it
"Forget
on
it."
your pillow in the morning? Was
I found stuff on my pillow.
Really?
It wasn't. Yeah, it's
goo.
It's bloody goo.
Ear
Gina.
goo. Yeah.
So so I went in with all of my 80-year-old friends at the hearing doctor, and I'm getting fitted for a hearing aid on my right ear.
So they're not going to do the procedure again. They're just going right
They could,
to...
but they're like, it's several $1,000s, and your coupon insurance won't really pay for very much of it.
I haven't noticed that you have a hearing problem. I've noticed that you have a problem where you ignore things that are said
Yes.
to you. But
Well,
you don't-
sure.
But he can blame the hearing loss for that.
Right. I didn't actually hear that. I just nod in agreement.
So once you get the hearing aid, then there's no excuse.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Once
You
I
know,
get
they
the
have those kind. You can barely see them now.
Yeah.
They are almost all the way in your ear.
I think you should just get an ear trumpet.
Well, and you can get them Bluetooth too, so you don't actually have to have like headphones. If you go to the gym, you can just attach your hearing aid to your Bluetooth on your phone, and
You can answer phone calls?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother has those.
Inside your head?
Yeah.
My brother has
Okay, that's
2
creepy.
of those. My
That's-
brother has, you have 2, and he can just...
That's creepy.
That's scary. Not sure I want
It's
some,
pretty cool, but
you know.
expensive. And one of those things that you go, I don't really feel like I'm old enough, but mild to moderate hearing loss.
Richie, if you just roll up a piece of paper in the shape of a cone and hold it into your ear like that.
See, both my husband and my eldest son probably need hearing aids, and being in the room with the two of them is hilarious and frustrating because they can't hear each other.
Really?
And I play translator. Festus says thank you for dinner.
But really can't hear?
No.
Grampy Joe and
because Festus's whatever register his voice is in is whatever thing that Joe can't. Joe broke his eardrum when he was a teenager too, and whatever that register Festus's voice comes in, and same thing the other way around. He can hear me and the little kids, but the two of them can't hear each other.
I want to go get my ears cleaned again. They did that once a long time ago.
I got a guy.
It was great. They just spray water.
It hurts, doesn't it?
No. But there was a chunk that they couldn't get off of my eardrum. No, it's not.
See, that hurts, doesn't it?
No, so he goes in with a tool, and it sounded like a balloon, rubbing against the balloon. And they're trying to pull this chunk off, and then when he did, it sounded like, a balloon. Again, a balloon. Boom.
And then was everything really loud?
And everything, no, it wasn't loud. It was like, that's hearing. Wonderful. So I think I'm going to do that. I need to find that doctor again and do it. Who's your guy?
Palmer is my guy.
And he'll do the cleaning?
And he's great, yeah. He'll do the cleaning. He'll measure you. You can.
I don't need to be measured.
Go in and
see how long your canal is.
Yeah.
No, I don't need to.
He'll tell you if you have any hearing loss at all, even if you don't need a hearing aid. Bill, looking at you.
I haven't. Are we on?
Yeah. What's going on right now?
Boehner fight coming up to determine Boehner of the day. Stand by for that. First, though, we got to tell you about Salt Lake Film Society, slfs.org. They always do a lot of specialty programming around the holidays. And
yeah, they do. Let's see if they're not talking about that just yet.
No, not yet.
No, but they always do. They'll do the Sound of Music sing along and those kind of things.
Mm-hmm. You should give the gift of Salt Lake Film Society for Christmas. Get people some movie passes.
Yeah, subscribe to Salt Lake Film Society's their website. Go there and you'll get weekly updates on what movies are playing. Go to slfs.org. Join the Red Carpet Club, as they call it. Check out their podcast, Talking Film, and just read all about what independent cinema is all about. They have great movies at the Broadway and at the Tower, and a really good snack bar, too. So, slfs.org, that's where you want to be, Salt Lake Film Society.
X96 is the home of the 1 hour nonstop music wingding.
Well, Punk, let's get to the movie review, shall we?
There we go.
That's why nothing to spend in the summer in and out of health facilities like 18 Fingers of Death.
So, tell us who stars in this opus.
Well, this is the only movie that's better than 17 Fingers of Death.
Yeah.
It stars James Liu.
Oh, so this is a sequel then?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's Buford, the down-and-out action hero.
James Liu, okay.
Okay.
And we got Maurice Patton.
Yeah.
He's Ronald Mack, the college student and wannabe director.
Okay.
Lisa Arturo.
No.
She's Sushi Q, the Honorable Fortune Cookie CEO.
Okay.
Pat Morita.
Oh, well, there's a name I recognize. Arnold from Happy Days.
So I know this movie's at least a year old, right?
Exactly. Well, I noticed he's got lots of others that are in post-production.
Oh, God. All right.
He's the humble restaurateur. We got Lorenzo Lamas.
Lorenzo
Lamas, yeah.
He's a Antonio Bandana, the singing martial artist.
Okay.
Oh.
Robin Shue.
It sounds like just a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
He's Jackie Chong.
Yeah.
And we got Charlie George Brown as Chuck Snorris.
Chuck Snorris. Okay.
Oh, God.
And Kurt Graves as Steven Seafood.
Okay. Tell us the plot of 18 Fingers of Death.
Well, as far as I can tell, this guy starred in 803 of the finest action movies ever filmed. but he's come up with a script for what could be his breakout role. But when the producers back out and pull his funding, he's forced to pull out the "will work for Kung Fu for money" sign and sell his Kung Fu movie memorabilia in order to get enough money to make a movie in 1 week for the Sundance Film Festival.
God. And they managed to get like about 90 minutes out of this?
Yep.
Jeez.
Oh, 90 minutes.
All right, have you got a scene from 18 Fingers of Death?
Yeah, I thought I'd give you a little Pat Morita.
Okay.
Oh, good, Pat Morita.
There we go.
Mr. Lee, listen, I've always been wanting to know, do you have Chinese Jews? Chinese Jews? Oh, very sorry, today is no Chinese Jew. We only have the apple Jews and the orange Jews.
Oh, man.
Jeez. This is worse than I even dreamed.
Yep. What are you giving this movie, Punk?
I'm actually giving it 3.5 Prozac.
What? It's the pills talking, Punk.
It's the prednisone. I think it's the prednisone. For digging up guano, lining up to fight. You can only fight the good guy one at a time.
That's
you
right.
have to circle him.
Yeah.
Feathered hair, the drunken bastard, Bong Fu the series, a wicker basket beaten, bow tie in the kitchen, cowboy Fu, a fallen in love montage, an attack midget, and yes, learning to speak out of sync.
Learning to speak out of sync. All right, and what junk food are you going to have while you watch this movie?
I think you need to gather a few Lynn Wilson's meat and cheese burritos with extra cheese and onions. You can mix in the Durkin's French fried onions as you need. A nice meatball hero, some Rainbow Twizzlers, a bunch of Starburst, Reese's Pieces, a bag of Honorable Fortune cookies, and, yes, a nice cold canister of Lost Energy drink.
All right, Punk.
Wow, sounds lovely.
For those of you that are lost.
All right.
18 Fingers of Death.
The movie that's better than 17 Fingers of Death.
Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
And remember that info. You're going to need it here in about 5 or 6 minutes, because that's when we're going to have Boehner fight to determine Boehner of the day. First, a reasonable amount of news brought to you by
Scott Hale Plumbing, Heating and Air, partnering with X96 to give you a chance to heat things up this winter for someone. They're giving away a brand new Lennox furnace to the most deserving family in Utah, but we need your help in deciding, so go to x96.com. Tell us who you think is the most deserving of a brand new furnace.
Well, Joe and Mika finally did it. They finally tied the knot.
I felt like that happened a long time ago.
No, they've been engaged for quite a while.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Mika Brzezinski was Brzezinski. What's his first name? He was the Secretary of State in the Carter administration.
Oh,
it's his daughter.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know.
I can't think of his first name right now, but he's a very smart guy. and she's his daughter, and they are now finally married. Isn't that wonderful?
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's great.
Okay.
I mean, good luck to them. You know,
I hope they have a very happy life. There was a big drag show up in Logan, and that's a big step.
Drag performance
Yeah.
show? Oh.
Yeah. It was the first time Utah State University, a largely conservative and relatively agricultural school in Logan, has ever held a drag show on campus. At least as far as anyone knows. It was a moving experience, said Tyler Jones, a Utah State University student who performs as Bacon in drag. It's a big step. That's his character name. It's a big step. He doesn't perform as a piece of bacon. It's a big step for our little rural community. The event, hosted last week by the school's housing office, featured 10 performers, mostly students, as part of a discussion of drag culture, the LGBTQ community. Those on stage danced, sang, and answered questions about what it means to perform a gender identity as a drag queen or king. Nearly 1,000 people filled the ballroom of the campus student center to watch, bring in hundreds more chairs, and crammed into the standing room at the back. They shrieked and cheered for much of the 2-hour show. A few in the audience kicked up their heels in support. It was an amazing thing to see how much passion and love there was, said Hannah McDonald, a resident assistant who helped plan the event. It was important for people to see and recognize that this community exists in Logan. Mr. Jones cried at the warm response, but not until after the show was over, of course, because, as he repeated to himself backstage, I spent 2.5 hours putting this face on. I'm not going to cry it off.
I want to see pictures.
There are pictures here with this story. This was in the Salt Lake Tribune, and it's lovely. They did
nice.
Like they had a lovely show. This is sad. I would have done this as a Boehner candidate had I seen it a little earlier. Tinker's Cat Cafe here in Salt Lake probably isn't thankful for the large tags that vandals painted on their colorful outdoor mural. Employees at the Salt Lake City Cafe told Fox 13 that the graffiti appeared Thanksgiving night. The cafe is the first of its kind in Salt Lake, and all of the cats at Tinker's Cat Cafe are up for adoption through the Salt Lake County Animal Services. Tinker's Cat Lounge is a cat playground full of scratching posts and items galore, and of course cozy seating areas to snuggle or play with cats. The cafe wrote on its website, if you happen to fall in love with a furry friend and would like to adopt, you can. But somebody vandalized the outside of the building, with graffiti. Police are... No, I'm going to skip that story. Sorry. President Trump slams a 60 Minutes report over his administration's zero tolerance policy, which resulted in the separation of thousands of children from their parents at the southern border. The 60 Minutes report concluded that the Trump administration separated migrant children from their parents at the border for more time than most people realized, pursuing a pilot family separation program in 2017. 60 Minutes did a phony story about child separation when they know we had the exact same policy as the Obama administration.
No, it's not.
In fact, a picture of children in jails was used by other fake media to show how bad, cruel we are, but it was in 2014 during O years, the president added, likely a reference to a 2014 photo that several media outlets and Democrats shared, thinking they were taken in 2018. Trump has repeatedly asserted, misleadingly, that his administration's policy is the same as Obama's. Oh. While the Obama administration did separate some children from their parents at the border, it was not a zero-tolerance policy and did not happen with the same frequency as it did under Trump. In regards to the photo that Trump referenced, Cecilia Munoz, who served as director of the White House Domestic Policy Council, told NPR that it was taken at a time when there was an enormous spike in the number of kids crossing alone.
So not separating them from their children. These are children
These are kids who came in alone. There was a bunch of them. Kids ended up piling up in Border Patrol lockups, which are no places for children, Munoz said. We had to put them somewhere. They were showing up alone. Trump said Obama, as well as former President Bush, separated children from their parents because that's the policy and law.
No.
They only did it on some occasions.
And I tried to keep them together, but the problem is when you do that, vast numbers of additional people storm the border. So with Obama, separation is fine, but with Trump, it's not.
It's because you're separating all of them.
Fake 60 Minutes.
There's a difference.
Fake 60 Minutes. Fake 60 Minutes. The Trump administration's attempt to bury a new climate change report on Friday totally backfired. No doubt dropping the second volume of the fourth National Climate Change Assessment, a 2,000-page report that includes contributions from 13 federal agencies on Black Friday, takes the Friday news dump cliche to new heights. And while government officials took pains to emphasize the report's contents had not been altered due to political considerations, it's hard not to see the fossil fuel-friendly climate change apathetic Trump administration's decision to release it on one of the slowest news days of the year as a political attempt to limit its exposure. But the question remains, was dropping the National Climate Assessment on Black Friday actually bad for exposure? Considering the holiday and the fact that newsrooms were only made aware of the release date a few days in advance, the report got a spectacular amount of coverage. The climate report was highlighted prominently on the homepage of both the New York Times and the Washington Post. It was the top story on Google News. So again, they blundered. They thought, we'll release it on this day because it's the slowest news day of the year. Well,
because it's the slowest news day, everyone picked it up and made it prominent.
It is a horrific report.
Yep.
Climate change is worse than anyone thought. And, well, we're doomed. Basically, it says we're doomed.
By the end of this century.
Yeah.
Well,
which will be gone.
I was saying, hope your kids are okay with that. I don't have any.
How many more years to the end of this century? Let's see, it'd be about 80. 82 more years?
Yeah, we'll be gone.
Yeah.
So good luck with that.
So will our kids, pretty much.
Yeah. And they'll be mad at us because we didn't do anything. And they'd be right.
Yeah.
It's Boner Fight. With Radio from Hell on X96.
That's okay. Most people will be living on Mars by then.
No, only the rich people.
The rich will, yeah.
All right, here we go. Boner Fight. This is the winner from round one, making its way through the mists of time, the 7 o'clock hour, to tackle the 8 o'clock hour winner. So, number one. Yeah, looks like that no fluffy meth to me, boys. It's a woman who spent months in jail in Monroe County, Georgia. When cops pulled her over, said, "What is that in that bag, ma'am? That looks like meth." "No, it's cotton candy, officer."
"Here, taste it."
"Blue cotton candy." "No, we're not tasting that. We're going to field test it." "Yeah, test positive for meth."
"How is that possible? It is just
"We're going to put
candy.
you in jail. We're further test." She ended up spending some months in jail. And in the long run, no, it was just cotton candy. She's now suing. It's going up against the winner from round two in the 8 o'clock hour. The police should check for crack cocaine, too. This is the story of the young man in England who he was arrested for being drunk and disorderly. He was searched. Then he taunted the police. "Ah, you effing cops. You didn't effing look up close enough because I have concealed on my person somewhere cocaine, you morons." Well, he had it concealed in his foreskin. That's where they found it.
All right.
That's number two.
There you go. You've got to decide of these two candidates which one deserves to be Boner of the Day. 1 or 2. Remember your candidate number, the one that you think should win. Put that number in the message of a text, and then text that to 33986. That's all we need in the message of the text is that single digit. Computer counts it for us. You can call 877-602-9696. Use your voice to vote. Or go to x96.com and look for the box that says Boner Voting November 26. Or Boner Fight November 26 is what it'll say. And if you don't see that box, refresh. It should appear. All right, you got less than 300 seconds. Let's go. This is Boner of the Day.
Start your work. Show on X96. Call 877-602-9696 or text us at 33986. Message and data rates apply.
It's time to award Boner of the Day.
And it is brought to you in part by a bowl of white bean and bacon soup with delicious rosemary croutons floating atop.
And X96 invites you to help people experiencing homelessness this holiday season. The Road Home provides shelter, support, and housing for single men, women, and families. Drop off coats, boots, and blankets at any Rocky Mountain Chevrolet dealer. Join us December 20th and 21st for the Road Home Radiothon. Visit x96.com for a list of needed items or make a cash donation. Help Utahns get back on the road to their own home.
And don't forget, this Wednesday, day after tomorrow, we will be at Larry H. Miller Chevrolet in Murray, 5500 South State, the first of our Road to the Road Home broadcasts. So be there with us 6 to 10 in the morning this Wednesday. So, we had Boner candidate number 1 from the 7 o'clock hour. Looks like that new fluffy meth to me, boys, that fluffy blue meth. It was cotton candy. And they put this woman spent several months in jail. I don't see how that's possible, but they did keep her in jail in Georgia, and yeah. And it turned out to be cotton candy, not meth at all. And it was Boner candidate number 2. The police should check for crack cocaine too. This guy, he probably would have gotten away with this, but he taunted the police. Taunted them. So they decided they'd strip search him, and they found cocaine that he had hidden in a small bag in his foreskin. Yeah. Listen, if you want, you can receive a hearty handshake from me. I will have no crack cocaine hidden anywhere on my person. Hearty handshake from me, and yeah. The winner, Boner candidate number 1. It looks like that new fluffy blue meth to me, boys.
All right. That's your Boner of the Day for November 26, 2018. It's now qualified to be Boner of the Week. That'll be decided on Friday at about this time.
Our good friend Nick's your buddy, Nick's your pal.
Hey.
Here. Hi.
You sound all right.
Yeah,
I'm feeling okay today.
Did you have a good Thanksgiving, Nick?
I had an okay Thanksgiving.
Where'd you go? Did you spend?
I went over to my mom's family's place, my grandparents, and we had Thanksgiving over there.
Where is that?
Fruit Heights.
Did your girlfriend go with you?
No, she was sick as well this last week. Yeah, she had a mean sinus infection.
So you were in the hospital recently.
I was in the hospital.
You get hospitalized regularly.
I do. I was thinking about it just barely. We need to do like some sort of prize for X96 where you know like the guess how many like balls are in this type thing. We can do that, but with like diseases for my body. Yeah. We can give away like a Traeger grill.
I'm worried because Nick's kind of like Punk.
Oh, really?
Where he has things that they can't figure out what's wrong with it, right?
Yeah.
I think you were so when you went to the hospital, what were your symptoms?
Let's see. I went to the hospital not this last Saturday, but the Saturday before.
And why did you feel that you needed to be hospitalized?
Because I had a strange and incredibly painful feeling in my left side, and I was like, oh, I got some sort of infection. I've never had a kidney stone before. Maybe I got that. And it doesn't help that I have a girlfriend who I call up for these problems, and she's like, you got to go to the hospital right now. You're gonna die. I can't experience that. she's pretty fond of me.
Well, she doesn't want you to die on her.
Right.
So you went to the hospital. You went to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, I went over there.
Well, do you have a doctor? You couldn't go to the doctor.
I don't have a regular doctor. Okay. No, so I just went over here to LDS Hospital in Salt Lake, and they ran the tests and everything, and they went, well, we're not doubting that you don't have pain, but. Nothing we can find.
They're going to start not believing you.
I know.
Did they think you wanted drugs?
Probably. Yeah.
You look like a person who wants drugs.
Do I?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I should take that.
It's because your hair sticks out funny.
It does stick out funny. I conditioned it last night for the first time in a while, and even then, it looks like this. So yeah, I got my punch card at the ER. The next one's free. And
maybe you've got one of those, what do they call it when you had a twin but it died when you were in utero and there's like
what is
piece
that
of
called?
it still?
Yeah.
Maybe you got like your twin.
A
like
stone baby.
A stone baby?
Is that what they call it?
I don't know. Or like you absorb part of him. Like maybe there's a jawbone in your side.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I get
sure
really
does.
weird dreams.
Maybe,
so.
Maybe you're carrying around a piece of clairvoy in you.
I'll bring that up with my doctor next time.
So did they just send you home?
Yeah, they sent me home with some pain pills, and they were like, well, hope you get better, and all that stuff, and it only got worse over the next few days.
Hope you get better.
Yeah, and
so then what?
I've since seen a doctor over this Thanksgiving break,
Yeah.
and he's really funny because he's really optimistic, but he gives me like the darkest news. So
like it might be cancer.
So he says, so we've been doing some tests on your samples, and you have a high amount of bilirubin. And bilirubin, it's a byproduct of your liver, if I remember correctly.
Never heard of that.
You've never heard of bilirubin?
Uh-uh.
That's what makes, if kids have jaundice, means you have too much bilirubin.
Well, that's
in
what he
your,
said. Look at my
you're
eyes right now.
jaundiced.
Yeah, he said you got some mild jaundice going on.
Yeah.
I'm like, people have been telling me that for years.
Is
So
it Billy?
No,
Bilirubin,
Bilirubin.
I believe.
Is it named after a person?
No, it's...
Hi, I'm Billy Rubin.
No.
Billy Rubin is reviving the Warped Tour.
The comedy stylings of Billy Rubin. Well, so what now? What now?
So, I mean, they're running tests, and I'm just getting tested left and right.
You have to eat raw liver or anything?
No, not that. No.
I was iron deficient, and they made me eat raw liver.
Really?
Well, it's a good thing you don't drink.
I don't. No.
Because
why are you two winking at each other? I don't.
Because his mother's listening.
Oh.
Because that would be bad for a liver that's having liver issues.
Correct.
I'm glad you don't drink.
Right. Yeah.
At all. Ever.
This is a whole complicated
and
mess.
it's a good thing it's a good thing that you don't have sex either.
No. Man.
Because that can affect your liver.
Of course
too.
not.
Can it?
Of course.
No.
Sure.
No.
It can. It can. That's why he doesn't.
Oh, I don't think he has anything.
My doctor's friends with my mom, so we really gotta tone it down here on the show,
okay.
guys.
All right.
Pancreatitis.
So yeah, hey,
well,
I'm hanging in there.
Thanks,
Doing my
Nick.
thing.
Thanks for hanging in there for us.
You got it. Yeah, you got it, guys. You're welcome.
If you could just keep it out of the building when that happens.
Yeah.
You know, when the pains and all that happen,
Okay.
just out of the building.
Are you in pain right now?
A little bit.
Oh.
I deal with it.
Are you taking pills?
No, not anymore.
You're not high?
Mm-mm.
You're drinking enough water.
I've been drinking too much water, if that's the thing.
All right. Well, I hope you're okay.
I'm sure one of our texters can figure out what I got.
Yeah, they'll diagnose
Yeah,
you.
they'll get it figured out.
Demetra
I'm surprised Demetra hasn't gotten back to us
well,
yet.
I just got a text from somebody who says you have pancreatitis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll check
All right.
that out.
Throw that against your doctor and see what he thinks.
You got it.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you, Nick.
guys.
Be careful. All right. We'll be back here in a moment. Stand by. First, got to tell you about Grove.co. It is that time of year again, the holiday season, the holiday scents.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to have the scented stuff.
What's that one? The clove?
Orange clove, is
clove.
the one that I like.
Yeah.
We just switched over our dishwashing soap to some Mrs. Myers stuff that we get from Grove.co. But you can. This is a great deal. You can get your Mrs. Myers exclusive offer from Grove before it runs out. You have you can select your favorite holiday scents. They have Iowa pine, peppermint, or orange clove, which is the one that I like. New customers will get the holiday set when you place your first order of $20. So you get the free Mrs. Myers holiday hand soap, holiday dish soap, and holiday multi-surface spray. That's good stuff. And Grove Collaborative Red Cleaning Caddy and Walnut Scrubber Sponges. Plus, if you spend $39, you'll also receive a free Grove stoneware tray to display your new holiday soaps. Shop Grove before this exclusive holiday offer runs out. This stuff will be all gone come December. For a limited time, our listeners who sign up get an amazing free Mrs. Meyer's holiday products, a free 60-day VIP membership, and a surprise bonus gift just for you when you sign up and place an order of $20 or more. So check out Grove and our special offer at grove.co/x96. That's grove.co, not com/x96. Be sure to do that /x96 so that you get the deal and that we get the credit. Grove.co/x96.
Hi, I'm Todd Newcomb. I was born in Utah and I grew up listening to alternative music in Utah. And I'm here every afternoon on X96 giving you a spectacular array of the latest new music and some of Utah's favorite alternative songs from the past few years.
Jackson, Will Allred, Gina Barberi. Radio from Hell on X96.
All right, 9:52.
I was doing on the weekend. I like to read the obituaries, as you know, and you always find nuggets.
Were you in there? Are you looking for yourself? Is it a good day when you don't?
I found this little nugget. Yeah, that's a really funny old joke, Gino.
Make sure I'm not in there.
It's a good day. That's funny. That's really funny. I was an obituary for Betty S. I don't even remember her last name. She loved bowling with her bowling buddies, dolls with balls.
Nice.
That's
Good for
I
you,
like
Betty.
that. She called her bowling buddies dolls with balls. Yep. That's what
You
I like
used
to
to be on a bowling league.
Yeah. I don't remember our team name, but it was fun. We created that bowling league just so that we could get the bowling balls.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
because it was a Marvel bowling league.
Mm-hmm. You got the Spider-Man.
I got the Spider-Man ball, but there's a bunch of us from Bert's Tiki Lounge, and we went in and said we want to join this Marvel bowling league, and they said, "Well, it's for kids." I said, "Well, we still want to do it. There's no age restriction on the thing.
We're children at heart.
We want the bowling balls because that was part of the deal. You paid X amount of dollars, and you got to be in the league, and you got the bowling ball." And so the guy at Bonwood said, "I'm not going to put you here on a Saturday morning with a bunch of kids. I can just tell that will be a problem." So we'll create a special league for you guys.
Wow.
On Sunday night, and then you can come in and swear and
drink beer.
And drink your beer.
Do you kind of miss that? You want to get back to it?
It was fun while it lasted. It went a little too long for me, I think. It was like 6 weeks, and I'd have been fine with 4.
Yeah.
But I got my bowling ball.
I went out for a drink with friends on Saturday night.
No, you only have one friend.
So who'd you go with?
Well, I was at the gym, and I saw Richard Dutcher there, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to meet Trent Harris and Stephanie at Dick and Dixie's at about 5:30 for drinks. You want to join us?" And I went, "I don't know. Yeah, okay." And so I went. And I'd never been in Dick and Dixie's. That's a nice, just kind of a nice neighborhood
I've driven
place.
by a couple
I was going to say, don't you drive by there every day?
I drive by there all the time, and I'd never been in. And it was very nice. And but then all of a sudden, in comes Will Bagley, Pat Bagley's brother, and then the Ken Sanders comes in, and another, and pretty soon there are all these people I know.
Well, this has got to be your joint then.
No
now.
kidding. I'm gonna have to start going. So
he gets you the Bill Allred seat at the count.
Yeah.
Bill always sits right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start going in there all the time now. And I mean, it was just like, and you know what? It was fun.
So, being with people in a social situation,
it was fun.
Can be fun.
Yes. And I was thinking, I don't know if I want to go. I was home for a while, and I was thinking, I don't know. And my wife said, "No, go." So I went, and you know what? It was fun.
Well, I'm glad you had some fun.
Yeah, with people that I liked, and you know what? They liked me.
This is a new novel concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go out very much.
No.
I don't socialize very much. It's just, it's hard. You're tired from work, but I had a long weekend, and I'm going to do it.
Do you have a bar that's stumbling distance away from your house?
No. I mean, that would be about
That's the closest one, probably.
I would think. And that's not really walking distance. Well, it is walking distance.
Yeah.
But
all right, let's
summertime walking distance.
Let's do the promo and uh-oh.
What?
I'm just seeing what's on there, yeah.
Oh, what? Well.
Interesting. Okay.
It's Taste Test Tuesday on Radio from Hell.
Wow, it's 6:45. We're going to try the new white fudge Oreos and the dill pickle Pringles.
We aren't trying them together, are we?
I hope not. Listen at 6:45 in the morning to find out.
Radio from Hell on X96.
I like a dill pickle chip.
That's gonna
Yeah,
be
that'll be good.
That's gonna be the whole show right there.
Because people love hearing us eat on the air.
Yeah,
That's a
they
great
do.
programming move there.
Oh, I had to ruin Pringles for my kids.
Why?
Oh, you told them how they're made?
Well, because they read the canister and it doesn't say chips.
Oh, they just scrape up all the stuff
It
off
says
the floor.
it says what? Why does it, Mom? Why does it say a crisp and not a chip? And I said, well,
They scrape up all the stuff off the floor and they form it into a Pringle.
I ruined it for
Even
them.
after hearing that, I didn't care.
No, I don't care.
I didn't care. I was like, they're delicious. I'm going to eat them
It's
anyway.
a brilliant idea.
All right, I think we're good, aren't we?
Yeah.
Live long and prosper, bitches.
Don't you know who I am?
They just scrape them up off the floor.
Somebody's next. I think John Smith.
Kicking off nothing but great tunes for 60 minutes. A 1 hour nonstop music wingding is on X96.